following story may feel familiar. It will likely not end happily. The people described will likely suffer in their desperation, but they will all be important before the end. Welcome back to the dark future.
This is David Johannesson for N54 News. Tonight, we bring you updates around the situation with Kang Tao. Following their board meeting, the board has voted in favor of replacing CEO Wang Yanzhen with manager of the company's Chinese branch Xingming Zhu. While some investors and analysts have a less optimistic view of the company's future under a broken Chinese state, others are hopeful that new eyes with a perspective more in line with that of other smaller neocorps will be a catalyst for innovation. Rumors are already spreading of new technological advances within the company as they relate to smart weapons contracts with the governments of both Taiwan and China. Time will tell if the battered corporation can rise from the ashes to new strength. In other news, Militech has begun to move their camp further east as recent transports have been reported taking goods from the camp in the direction of the western NorCal border. This may be the end of one of the great corporations within the city confines. As we get more updates, we will bring them to your ears. Stay tuned.
All right, everybody. Welcome. Raiders, welcome in. Thank you for the raid there, Derp Snack. I appreciate that so much. Welcome, everybody, to another new episode of Neon Inferno. I am Emmerron. I like this game a lot. Joining me, we have the entire cast. We have Cody, we have Nyla, we have Connor, we have Ghost. Hello, everybody. Thank you again for joining me week after week for this absolutely chaotic run we've been having this season.
Fuck yeah, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Okay, so a few things before we get started, because there's a couple things. There's some general news. Unless some of you have been living under a rock, you probably know by now. If you haven't heard, I'm the first one telling you. I'm so glad. The Cyberpunk Edgerunners mission kit is up for pre-order now. It exists over on DriveThruRPG for the digital, or the Artel Saurian Games main store for the physical. Also, they have said that local game stores are able to place their orders now for it. So if you know of a local game store that you regularly go to and they participate in Bits and Mortar, which is the program by which they can sell you a physical and give you a code for the digital, they are able to place their orders now. So you should check with your local game store if you do have one locally that does participate in that program, as they can start selling those things as of right now. So that is extremely exciting for just a ton of reasons. I cannot wait to get my hands on this product and to showcase it for all of you, because Neon Inferno is going to be doing that shit live. Like, without a doubt, we are doing that. We're spending a couple weeks to clear that with the pre-gens. We're gonna just have us a good old time. And I cannot wait to do the jacket live with everybody. So that is thing number one. It is deeply exciting. And I was like, I've been going off all day. We also saw that Acquisitions Incorporated from Penny Arcade, yes, the ones that have done comedic D&D gigs at PAX conventions, they are doing a Cyberpunk campaign. It starts next Wednesday at, I think they said 4 p.m. Pacific. And they're going to be streaming it live on Penny Arcade's Twitch channel. And it's going to be GM'd by Mike motherfucking Pondsmith. So I'm like, oh, I'm so excited for that. Because Acquisitions Incorporated is one of the main reasons I was big into D&D when I was, first starting out in TTRPGs. So very excited to see that. The second announcement I have for you all tonight is any of you who have been in my community for a little bit, we have done a little soft launch. And some of you may have noticed if you're in my Discord, and I didn't ping everyone for it, but if you were paying attention to that announcements channel, you're going to have already seen the link that's going to drop down. Bob said, thank you so much for the Prime. I appreciate it. You're going to have seen this little link that I just put in chat, Twitch. And for those of you on YouTube, I'm going to start getting it into my descriptions below my videos. I haven't done so yet because, well, this is kind of the first video that is sole me, not like part of the podcast or something where it felt right to advertise it. I have merch. We have merch, guys. We have some coffee mugs. We have some t-shirts. We have at least one hoodie. I am looking to expand this further. Right now we have some Neon Inferno stuff though up there, as well as some of the emotes, like skill issue. You can now wear that on a t-shirt. I haven't gotten one yet, just because I'm saving all my pennies for Gen Con right now. That would cost me a little bit of money out of that fund, and I really want to save every penny right now for that. But I will be getting some of that for myself so I can show you all what it looks like on stream if you want to view before you buy. However, it is there. So if you do want to purchase something, it is live. And I would love the support that way. If you also would like to just tell other people they have a skill issue, or, Tilt Detected is one of them. So if you're a game player, competitive game player, like Card Gamer or something, and you want to show your opposition that what you think of them, you may now do so. So that is the merch plug out of the way. So with that all said, let's go ahead and actually dive into the game. I need the skill issue one with an arrow pointing up. I might have to consider that one, Bob said. But yeah, let's go ahead and connect to the game screen here, and we'll get the stream started proper here, guys. Oh yes, and if you want to play with me, you absolutely can. I also have games around Start Playing. Right now, we have 2 games that are actively running on Thursdays and Fridays. We have one that I'm trying to get off on Wednesday afternoons as well. All of these are very much still open. They're all going to be on that Start Playing page I just linked in chat. If you are watching this later on YouTube, it is below in the description so that you may find it there and join up with us and play some Cyberpunk Red. We are focusing on Tales of the Red Street stories. I also have some games going up very, very soon. By very, very soon, I literally mean probably in the next 24 hours for the Edgerunners Mission Kit. So if you don't have a group and you would like to play Edgerunners Mission Kit, don't worry. I'm able to GM that for you. And it is a little cheaper than my usual sessions because I know that it's going to be a 2, maybe 3 session little mini campaign to play through the jacket. So we will be able to do that for you here if you do not have a local table where you and your friends are going to be playing it. So, but yes, with that all said, welcome everyone. So, Gidra, thank you so much. So let's begin. So you guys actually burned off a lot of your free time last time. There's a handful of things I know we said we were going to queue up this time, but let's recap what you did. So the first and foremost thing you did was you breached an Arasaka data fortress that was held in a recently acquired soft sys building up in Watson. So with that, you basically have a lot of information that you didn't have before, namely the location of One Atom Smasher, supposedly. And the other thing you have now is, well, you have intel at least on where Mr. K is holding his night market and when. I don't think the problem has been solved of exactly how we are getting in yet. However, excuse me, that said, we stand now, I believe we said we were about 2 or 3 days out from this, was like the last activities that we were kind of contemplating completing. At least for Rook. I think for everyone else, we were a little closer. We were within the day. So, oh my. But yeah, if Cody, you can talk out loud too, because not everyone on YouTube won't be able to see the chat.
Oh, I mean, I didn't want to interrupt you, but also, iterate it really quick here. Yeah, thanks to everybody who's been sticking with us here for the last 2 seasons, because now I can officially wear a Neon Inferno shirt out and generate hype that way instead of having to explain to everybody what the hell it is.
I'm extremely excited for it all.
And I'm gonna have to get a skill issue mug for all this, ones I roll. So
maybe buy a skill issue mug and use it as a dice jail for your bad dice.
I'm gonna put all my dead characters on the back of it. I'm gonna have it engraved.
I'm here for it. But yeah, so remaining downtime is very limited here. But Rook, I believe we're gonna start with you because you kind of had the most involved scheme, if I recall, in terms of things you wanted to do before the night market.
Yeah, and I think I had a tag along because I think there was somebody else who they'd used up like a major proportion of like what they could do during the day, but they still had some time. But scouting out that club that we should be able to get into because Rogue had called ahead for us and basically like gotten our foot in the door at the club and just kind of try and make myself a regular presence, see who else is there.
Sure. I think the other person wanting to go was Peacock, if I'm not mistaken, to try and probe their net, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Tricks. Tiny bit of downtime housekeeping though, since it is still technically downtime and in between the sessions. Today is the day, everybody. Character is 10 evasion again. Time
He's
to have
done
to
it
roll
again.
Character.
Not even God can touch you now.
Not
You
even.
know, I thought that, and then the session that I got that was the session I got flatlined. So we'll see.
God did indeed touched him right into an explosion. So
Show me
no.
on the dead where God touched you.
Jesus Christ. Show me on the Gonk's corpse where he touched you bad.
See, it's about that little bit of splatter behind him. I think that's about all that was left.
Yeah, pulls out an operation board. Just point here.
Yeah, Charlie, I'm a little out of the loop because if you remember, I was sick last time, so I had to like dip out early. So I don't really know too much of what's going on exactly.
Well, so
unless there wasn't too much added after we got off, or I got off, I should say.
yeah, I mean there really wasn't a ton because once we got to the end, it was basically just downtime. I believe I offered everyone 2 weeks worth of downtime. And for some reason, I thought, was I mistaken in thinking that Connor was but you left what? Like as we were heading back to kind of everyone's home base and stuff like that.
Right. So we haven't addressed any of what I've done, which I'm not saying address it now, but I'm just saying, yeah, like
Well, no, because it could very well impact some of what happens here. Because not that downtime isn't usually important, because it is a fairly important procedural thing, but like this week more than anything, you've been told by Rogue there's 2 weeks to this night market. And she's given you guys that time basically as lead up to be able to prepare and, rest if needed, but you've got 2 weeks basically to figure out what you're gonna do.
Cool.
Yeah. So if you wanna start with what you're doing just before we get to the things that are more immediately near the club, I'm down for that.
Okay, cool. So I need to heal then,
Okay.
because I'm at 23, and so I want to go see a med tech and get speed healed so that I can like heal a little bit more quickly, so I have more time. So yeah, I'll go do that.
Sure.
Whether it be Wakako or whoever.
Yeah, I mean, it would be, yeah, like Wakako. And she'd probably just charge you the like 200 eddies for a dose of speed heal and antibiotic, because what that'll give you basically is it'll give you +2 natural recovery. So you would only need then 1 day afterward to rest.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
And then, sorry, how much was it? How much did it cost?
It'd be 200 eddies because it'll be 100
Okay.
for each drug.
Dope. 200 minus. Whoops, I added. 400 minus. Okay.
Oh, you just
no, I just set the whole thing to 200.
hold on. I can fix.
So I was at 7190. Yeah.
I can fix this real quick. So cancel. Hold on. Let me see. I want to. All right. So that. Let me see.
I kind of done fucked it up a bit.
So you were at 5910. So I'm gonna set that, and then.
Well, the last one was increased by 2,000 to
Oh,
7,190.
that's the actual last one. Okay, so
Yeah.
let me set that actually.
Right.
And
And then we'll just add 200. So you could do 7,000 or subtract 200. So you could do 6,990.
yeah, so I'll just do that. There we go. So it's been subtracted. Awesome.
Okay,
so
perfect.
You're good. Yep. And
Nice.
then.
So I have 2 weeks. Okay, so
Yep.
knowing obviously that we are like people who have connections and assets, I'm now going to stop putting off what I've wanted for quite some time and start to try to track down where 40 might be. I know it's like not the best timing obviously because we have to stay focused on what we're doing, but again,
Yeah.
it's just like I was working for that to become something that's available to me, and now I feel like it kind of is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think what I want to do is, knowing that there was at least an involvement with Ziggurat, I want to try to see like a different location where individuals like execs from Ziggurat typically hang out.
Gotcha. Go ahead and roll me a streetwise check.
Okay. Nice.
Hell yeah. Starting off real strong. Okay, cool. On a 26, yeah, you know that conveniently, one might say, Ziggurat's main offices are in Little Europe. That said, their execs kind of live and work throughout the city in different hubs, different like maintenance points. So while like their main office may be up in Little Europe, a fair number of the execs still rub shoulders, or they, bump shoulders with each other at Atlantis. So that's kind of become a corpo hotspot among the city's executives who are looking to either hire out edge runners or sometimes just network between each other, sometimes try to kill each other. You know how it is. So
Right.
Atlantis is actually, a fairly good spot to start.
Okay, cool.
Because it's kind of in that thriving new hub that the Glen presents for the city.
Dope. So I'm gonna head over to Atlantis then. And then is that gonna be covered by my lifestyle? I have this second to the worst.
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I'll head over there and I'm going to have my helmet with me in a bag, but I'm not gonna have my helmet on.
Sure.
But do look very different. I just want to make a note to you than I did when 40 was abducted and I was working with her.
Sure.
So yeah, there is that. I do look pretty different because like I grew up my hair and I'm a little older and yada yada yada. So I might not be instantly recognizable for people who might, recognize me. But yeah, I'm going to try to gain access to the club.
Yeah, and so so you walk up, because remind me, what is the style of like clothing that you are wearing to the club? Like, what have you got on?
So I have like on a brown leather jacket, and then I have like a couple chain necklaces that hang off of me, and then I have basically kind of ripped up, but like in a stylish way, not in a dirty way, jeans, and then I wear combat boots, so it's like nomad chic almost.
Gotcha.
If you will.
Yeah, no, I respect it. So let's go ahead, because you're going for an exec club. Go ahead and roll me a wardrobe and style check. Because
Okay,
obviously there's a level on which you can kind of style yourself and make yourself look the part. With
I
anything.
crit again.
Oh my god. Holy shit. Okay. Yeah, I mean, so you walk up and the bouncer kind of looks you over once. And you can tell they kind of got that half vacant look, like they're looking at something behind their eye, probably on a Chiron.
Yeah, I looked past him, completely indifferent, pretty much.
Yeah.
Him or her.
This is a big dude. Big dude.
Yeah.
Like probably got a linear frame kind of big dude. And so he kind of looks you up and down. And he just says, "Not on the list."
Wasn't aware that there was a list. I'm just trying to get a drink, June. Heard this is a good place for just that.
And he kind of gives you another once over, and he's just like, "All right, fine, but no trouble." And he just kind of lets you pass into this gleaming kind of, it's like a distressed, that darkened kind of oxidized brass metal against blue neon that's kind of set up in these sections as you kind of look up the facade of the building. And at the very top, there is, of course, the legendary stylized font backlit by that same cerulean neon that just says The Atlantis. And as you walk in, the club is the sort of mirror labyrinthine. It looks like something out of an Escher painting, where the mirroring on the walls and the ceiling look as though the stairways are descending from the ceiling and ascending from different walls. It looks like you've walked into like one of those 3D mazescapes.
Damn.
To the point of it being a little disorienting at first. But once you kind of step foot into the main space, that sort of confusion of up and down being loose concepts, to say the least, kind of melts away, and you find yourself in this polished, almost, you think, for like an edge runner bar of any kind, whether exec popular or not. It's almost too clean, right? Like this place feels more sterile than its reputation in the 20s would have given you reason to believe. But as you walk in, around you, you see the suited figures of many different corpo agents. You see pins and patches on different, whether they be business suits or like security wear, representing kind of all the major players. You've got some players from Rockland. You've got some players from Zeta Tech. You've got one or two from Raven. And most appropriately, you see two by the bar, kind of leaned in, talking to each other over a couple of beers from Ziggurats, their pyramid-like logo sitting firmly on pins on these two corpos' chests.
Nice. So I'm going to try to look at the barkeep, and if there's more than one, I want to try to see which one seems like they are more than just drink pourers, if you kind of catch my drift. Like they're a little tuned into the wavelength of what goes on at this bar a little more,
Sure.
than just being it's wench or what will you?
Yeah, no. So there's a woman behind the bar, she seems to be the only bartender. This bar is one of those that is like a full 360 degree bar. It's like rectangular if you think of it that way. But there's seating all around the edge of it. So she is kind of moving around, making a circuit of the bar. And you're saying you're approaching the bar to talk with her at this point?
Yeah, so I just take a seat at the bar. Real quick, because it isn't going to be fun. What's Rex's signature drink again? Blue Lightning or?
Yeah, Blue Lightning. Yep.
Okay, cool. Thanks, yeah.
Yeah. So as she kind of makes her circuit, so you can see she's got this hair that seems to be dyed. You can't tell under the lighting whether it's dyed cerulean or it's dyed like a very pale shade of like a silver or a white, and it's simply being accentuated by the lighting above her. But she almost seems to glow, and she's wearing this fairly form-fitted dress that is the same kind of distressed brass color as the outer facade of the building. And so as she kind of makes her lap and then finally arrives at you, and she says, well, you look a little different than the usual sort of clientele we get in here. What can I get you?
Just kind of wandered in. Blue Lightning, please.
My line of work, people don't just wander into the Atlantis.
Well, here I am.
Ordering Blue Lightning, no less. Haven't seen that one for, well, let's just say it's been a while. And she starts, going behind. You see her pick up a martini glass, set it on the bar, and then shake together the ersatz, curacao, and vodka, and pours you out a martini rimmed with a blue, almost like blue sugar. And then just slides that forward to you as she kind of finishes that.
Well, for someone who doesn't see it a lot, you sure make it authentic.
Let's just say I know the guy who concocted that thing.
Yeah.
Used to be one of my regulars.
So do I. I don't doubt it. There is one more thing you can get me if you don't mind.
What would that be?
I pull out a cred chip and slide it towards her. Just a moment of your time.
Roll me bribery.
Okay. I'm gonna use 2 luck here.
Okay. It's not terrible. That's not terrible. How much is on the cred chip too? This is kind of important.
I'm gonna start at 250.
Okay, beautiful. And she kind of takes it, and you could see her wrist illuminates briefly with what you recognize to be some kind of subdermal cyberware. And she runs it over as she grasps the cred chip. And for just the briefest moment, you see her eyes light that same cerulean shade. Says, I mean, you've got my attention. And she slides the cred chip under the bar. And she says, what sort of intel are you looking for?
Well, obviously, there's quite a bit you could possibly give me, but given what's on the chip, I'll keep it light. Ziggurat. And I kind of lower my voice here. I don't say it that loud, actually.
Yeah, you're on like the opposite side of the bar from the two corpos from there.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm gonna kind of look like I'm occupied with my drink, like I'm playing with it in my hand and stuff like that. So it doesn't even look like I'm necessarily having like a full-blown conversation that's like very intense and asking of her attention too much. You know what I mean? Yep. And then I'm just gonna kind of say like, Ziggurat, what do you know about where they put people they don't want in the city?
And she kind of like glances left and right as she leans down to the bar to like get closer to you. She says, well, rumor has it, I don't know how much stock I put in rumors in a city like this, but rumor has it, they kind of float off. far to the west, never to be seen again.
And you mean that literally?
Let's just say there's a reason that corporations across the pond, if you will, haven't died out.
And then, with Ziggurat, what nationality of a corporation are they? I don't remember.
They are American born and bred.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
So how
They're
far
actually
west do we
a
talk?
they're actually a Night City corporation. So like they were
Yeah.
founded in the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll just ask, how far west are we talking?
Well, last time any fixer bothered to check for me, I think they said the Flotsam was as far as they could track them.
Where's that? Above table?
Above table, you would know the Flotsam is about probably 7 or 8 nautical miles off of the Night City coast. It sort of is a... it'd be akin to like some of the further east nomad encampments for the, families like the Aldecaldos or the Jodes, for the Thelis nomads. So it's like a conglomeration of different derelict boats and other floating structures that have kind of been cobbled together into this floating village or encampment, you might think, where the Thelis nomads can kind of like take a load off after they've come off of a long, escort or something, or, they can resupply before heading far off into the, the deep Pacific. That it's kind of the point of last, point of last refuge for any Thelis nomads leaving Night City, and kind of the light tower for those coming in off of the Pacific in a more far-flung manner. So it's that kind of a harbor for them.
So I'll just say, I would kind of lean back in my chair and take another drink. I'll just say, very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, apparently they don't scream very much on the way out.
Well, I did lie. I have a little bit more since we're in such a conversational mood now. Kernigan, I'm sure it's a name that gets tossed around quite a bit.
More than a little.
His markets, I know they're rare and kind of elusive, hard to get into. How does a Choom who comes in and drinks here put himself to the level where he'd be accepted in a place like that?
Well,
what's Kernigan looking for?
Kernigan's a man of mystery on plenty of levels. Invites, those are handpicked, delivered only to the people he knows he wants there. However, they're honored, and he doesn't really limit the number of guests one can bring in. They're honored regardless of who's holding them, whether they were the original one the invite was given to or not. Word is certain fixers can buy you one. They know the right person willing to offload it, but they're not cheap.
So Kernigan's looking for some sort of documentation that then allows you into the night market.
Nope, he doesn't run his own security. That's Danger Gal. He gets them to come down.
Danger Gal. Okay. Do you happen to know any of these fixers that can get us what we would need?
And she kind of eyes your drink and she says, well, I think you do as well.
You got a point. Alright. Well, what was your name?
Oh, they call me Sari.
I appreciate the time, Sari. And then I'll throw down an extra 100 eddies on the table. Keep the change.
Appreciate your patronage. And with that, she kind of drags that behind her and stuffs it into a pocket sewn in the side of the dress as she continues doing kind of a lap, picking up the glassware and serving out drinks to the people who want them.
Nice. Fuck yeah. Okay. So then, above table, how much time do you want me to be taking up here in your game, Mr. Man?
I mean, that is one afternoon in the Atlantis in terms of talking about that. So, I mean, you've got like, a week and 5 days left to you at this point.
Nice. Okay, so I have a decent amount of eddies, even though I'm spending them like fucking crazy right now.
Hey,
and so
we're in that end game state of mind at this point. So
sure.
Actually, I hate to be that guy, but that reminds me. Did he take off before we did rent and stuff?
Let's check my Euro bucks. Let's check my thing.
That is a good point, because I don't think I checked that off your list.
Yeah, because you still have you should still have a decent chunk, but we aren't exactly rolling in cash just yet.
So if I look at my ledger, I'm just seeing that pretty much the last time it decreased, by 500 was a little bit ago.
Yeah. So that being the case, then we're probably looking at you needing to take money off your sheet. So what kind of housing and lifestyle do you want for the month?
Same.
Okay.
Which I think is 1,300 total, because then rent is 1,000 and lifestyle is 300.
Exactly. Yep.
Nice. Okay, cool. Rent and lifestyle. Cool.
And you don't subscribe to Trauma Team or anything, right?
No, not as of right now. I am not going to.
Beautiful. Okay.
Okay, so I'm looking for something that takes auto fire to the next level. So I know that there are, like, for instance, the Tsunami Arms Helix, which allows for a max multiplier of up to 5 instead of 4. Are there any other big chunky auto fire weapons, or not really?
None that have an auto fire of 5. I think the Helix is alone in that regard. There's always the Tektronica BMG 200 that, like, if your issue isn't the magazine, or if the issue is not the auto fire multiplier but just the magazine size, the BMG would be one of those options you could consider, because that's got, like, I think it's a 200 round drum mag that is loaded on it.
That is beautiful, very beautiful. Okay, so if we want, no, because I guess I need to figure it out. Okay, let me think. I'm gonna look at some cyber rare real quick and shit like that.
Yeah, you're good.
Because I need to get beefed up for sure. How much is a linear frame? Let me check.
Sigmas are 1,000. Betas are 5,000.
Okay, gotcha. And what does a beta do?
Beta it takes you straight to body 14. If you install that. It does require 2 grafted muscle bone lace to do so.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So you need 2 grafted muscle bone lace before you can get it.
Yeah.
And is that same with Sigma as well?
Sigma, you only need the one. So Sigma
okay,
is body 12 and you only need 1. Or if you want to go really fucking ham, there's the linear frame Omega now. And those, I believe, they take your body to 16. And they require 3 grafted muscle bone laces to install.
And how much dude, my humanity would be fucking tanked after this. So that's
you're right, because the Omega also comes with, I think it's an 8d6 humanity loss. Yeah, you also have Prepper Jack points out you also have the specialized frames from Black Chrome that you could, like, Vermilion, or there's a sword frame in there. Yeah,
there's one with a sword, there's one that lets you jump, and one that lets you swim, I think, right?
Because I think the Vermilion one is kind of all of that, but I can double check, because that's its own section of the book here. Because I know there's the sword, there's the SWAT linear frame, there's a Vermilion, which is kind of your athletic frame, and then you got an external one in the elephant frame.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most of these, though, all of these are going to be luxury frames, though. So they're all going to be 5,000 eddies.
5,000, yeah.
They're a little expensive.
And they also require, yeah, so I don't really have the eddies for them, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Let's see. Because, yeah, I don't want to, like, take up too much time if I'm just shopping, obviously. So if you want to move on to someone else, you definitely can. Depending, I get that it kind of depends on, like, how much time I take as to whether or not I'm involved in what's next, though. So...
Yeah. Because that's where we're kind of at the day before for everyone else, so...
Right, 100%. Okay, so how about this, Charlie? How about we say that I only have, like, you know, probably 10 days left, right? So if I use, like, 8 of the days retroactively, can we fast forward to, I'll, like, go with them to do whatever they're doing, and then I'll just have those days, and I'll figure it out kind of while we're doing it, so I don't take up too much time.
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Because I believe Cody was spent on his time, if I remember. And it's mainly just Rook and Peacock that were cooking a plan here. So, because would you want to go with them when they checked out the Atlantis to ascertain things, or have you kind of seen what you need to see?
Well, I mean, I guess I could just reach out to them and just like tell Rook and Nyla's character Peacock, there we go, basically like what I've gleaned so far, what I've learned, and kind of like see what they think of that and see if we can't formulate a plan together as to what the next step is.
Okay. So yeah, what do we think,
my
guys?
Call out to everybody going to the bar was basically, hey, I'm gonna head there and check it out, and it was just kind of an open message. So yeah, it's an open invite. But to the knowledge about kind of needing passes and trying to get in, like, wasn't that half the selling point of Rogue? I thought that was she just getting her foot in the door at the bar, or she was getting us night market passes, right?
Well, no, she was saying she was going to get you in the door so you could access the Atlantis, and everything from that step was on you, because she would not be able to get you that connected with Mr. K. She's just going to get you close enough, right?
Well, I'm sure she probably could if she really wanted to, but that's the issue. She just doesn't want to, which makes sense. But
I mean, it's a mixed bag, obviously, because she's got to be able to do what she needs to be able to do and not be associated with a plot to overthrow one of the most powerful men in Night City. So...
Okay, so one thing I can obviously do is I can go to Rex knowing what I know and try to get him to get me a pass into the night market, obviously. So I might just do that with some of my time here.
Okay. So when you call him up, he would respond most likely with, well, that's a big ask. I can see what I can do, but those are...
Or just tell me what you would need from me or from us, because it's very important that we get this and it's timely.
Yeah, I can understand. Well, obviously Rex isn't dumb to like your plight either with someone.
Right, exactly.
So
yep.
So you can almost kind of hear him thinking on the other end of the phone, and he just says, let me get a hold of a few of my contacts and see if anyone's willing to bite. But just know that this won't come cheap.
I've got some meds. I'll be waiting for your call. I appreciate it as always.
Absolutely. And with that, he disconnects, and I am going to have Rex Royale here roll me a streetwise check. See how connected he is. Okay. Beautiful. So, when he gives you a call back, it takes a few days during which obviously you can be doing whatever it is you're gonna do. But he does make you aware that I do have an invite. Found someone who'd be willing to sell it. The asking price is, as promised, steep. He's asking for 6,000 for it, and I've tried to talk him down, but that just isn't. It's not going to happen. So he's asking.
If you can't talk him down, I can't. You're the silver tongue of Night City, so.
6 large.
6 large. Okay. Well, let me reach out obviously to my contacts, and I'll see what they have to say about that kind of scratch.
Okay.
I'll get back to you.
And yeah, with that, the call disconnects.
So I'll message the group at this point, and I'll just say, got off the phone with Rex a second ago. I have an angle to get us into Kernighan's night market, but it's not going to come cheap. 6 grand. Who has a scratch? It'd be, about 1.6 each.
I'll just send back a laughing face emoji, and I'll follow up with, I've got a little over 1 grand in my name, Choom. I guess you could take it.
I've got under 500. That's too rich for my blood unless it gets you over the finish line.
I chime in. I've got a little bit more. I got about 1,500, but I'm assuming everything we've got, that ain't enough.
Just give me what you can. I'll cover the rest. And don't forget this act of kindness. Winky face.
All
Sweet.
right.
I'll shoot over 1 grand.
Yeah. I'll shoot over 1 grand as well.
Okay.
I actually don't have the ends to spare, man. If I give you any ends, I'm flat broke.
Heard.
I have 470 ends to my name, man. Like I'm one bad
Such an
event
obvious
away
specific
from.
amount.
Yeah, I'm like one bad event away from being like, well, I can't afford that. Looks like I'm fighting my way out of this situation.
Okay. Well, that will leave me flat broke, but that's okay.
Yeah.
So I get all that, and then at this point, I'll reach out to Rex, and I'll tell him like I'm in luck, and then I'll send him over the scratch.
Beautiful.
Or
yeah.
actually, I'm not gonna send it over to him. Well, did he make it kind of clear that he's gonna use the money to be able to get me it?
He's acting as your middleman for the
Okay,
purchase.
cool. So then I'll send it to him. Yep.
Yep. So you transmit him the 6,000, and he messages back with funds received. I'll get in touch with you here in the next day or so once I have the invite. Plan is to meet the contact later today.
Oh, side note, I do have something that may make it up to you though. I can give you a smart gun link.
I like the cyberware of Smart Gun Link.
It's a weapon attachment.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Sure.
I was just scrolling through my sheet seeing if I had anything I could sell to make some extra scratch just over things. And it turns out I have a random cyber deck that I'm sure I've been meaning to give to Peacock, and I have a smart gun link that I could give to you in lieu of payment because, sorry, I didn't have any money to contribute.
You're fine, Choom. I'll put it on my Perseus once I get a little bit more scratch, and we'll kill some gongs with it.
I mean, yeah, you'll need to upgrade that Perseus to
Yeah.
accept it.
Exactly. It's gonna be 5 grand for the Perseus upgrade, but I mean a Perseus with a Smart Gun Link and then eventually Smart Ammo would be really, really fun. I'd enjoy that quite a bit. I think that'd be a good time. Okay. So yeah, I'll take that. If you want to like add that to my character sheet, I would take the Smart Gun Link.
Yeah, I'll
And-
drag it off of Ghosts. So let me pop the character sheets up here.
I'm gonna decrease my Euro bucks by 6,000 now, and then on top of that, I also need to get my armor repaired once you're ready for that, Mr. M.
Yeah, I mean, how damaged are you?
I'm 6 out of 11 SP.
Okay, yeah, so I mean that's probably gonna run you a solid 50 eddies to get that patched.
Okay.
But yeah,
50.
local tux can take care of that.
Right, exactly. Unless, can I do the budget thing and then just show up with puppy dog eyes to my sister, not sister's apartment?
Yeah,
To
yeah.
carpet?
She looks you over as you, and you could tell she's still got, she's still a little slow on her feet, but she's definitely improved. And she just kind of rolls her eyes at you as you come up to her with this. Fine, but stop damaging this fucking armor so much. It's a pain. And she starts patching it up.
I absolutely cannot promise that will happen. If anything, it's going to get torn up more. But I very much appreciate you.
As long as you can bring it back.
Perfect. Okay. And then, other than that, let me just reset that so it's at 11 SP. How much time am I rocking now?
You're rocking, we are getting down to probably within a week now.
Okay, awesome. Let's get me some more synth coke. I'm gonna buy 2 doses of synth coke, putting it up to 3.
Oh boy.
And those are 50 each.
Beautiful.
100 minus, done. One more time warp. I believe those are 100 each?
I believe you're right.
We'll double check that.
I can check it.
Yeah. And then...
yes, they're 100 eddies.
Okay, perfect. Thinking. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna write. I'll write something because I have the time to write something, obviously. So I'm gonna do a piece on something here, and I might just honestly run like a normal gig. Because how long does running a gig take?
A week.
Yeah, so I could do that.
And then have the
Right.
1 day left. Yep.
Exactly. Okay, cool. So I'll roll on my hustle table.
Yep. And so if you just roll a d6.
Yep.
All right, so a 2 for a media. We are looking at your media rank, what, 5?
Rank 6.
6. Okay, same band. So wrote a popular puff piece that got you some notice and some cash. So that would be 300 eddies. So I guess what kind of a puff piece would you be writing? What would you be
Define
writing?
puff piece for me.
So puff piece is usually like something really like low stakes, really just kind of like it's the kind of shit you see on like People magazine. It's like, oh yeah, look at these 2 people like who just got married, these 2 celebrities who just got married, or like some nothing story about like how, Zeta Tech is innovating the game, and it's just some literal like, basically it's like one step removed from actual advertising for them. Basically, it'd be something on that level. Puff pieces are just like, you're literally either puffing up the image of a corporation or somebody like an individual, or just kind of writing about a nothing burger of a, like, look at this thing that happened.
So I'm gonna contract this, but I don't want it to be under my name, obviously.
Sure.
But then, what can I write like a puff piece about the drama surrounding, one of Arasaka's netrunners going missing after like perceived threats and things like that. Talking about the one that we threatened to like leave the city and stuff like that, and kind of like speculate on what it could be, and like, but less so in like a we're all really worried about this, and more of like in like a dramatic way and things like that, where it's
basically like
I'm that
like writing the puff piece maybe to be like almost conspiratorial, where it's like, is Arasaka back? Yeah, is Arasaka back in the city? Some
Right.
new facts may shock you. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Shit like that. You get it. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Cool. So yeah, I'll write about that and how like like a recent Arasaka, like a recent netrunner with ties to Arasaka was seen like leaving Night City past the borders.
Yeah.
And seemingly a rush. What could this mean? And like like is this Adam Smasher's girlfriend and all that kind of bullshit. Like just stupid shit. Yeah.
And the response online when you post this thing, it's pretty like it's clickbaity. So lots of people click on it. You see the hit counter just kind of like drum up as you kind of post this, and someone leaves the comment like, "Wait, is that the bitch that bought the Atom Smasher body pillow a few months back?" And someone said, "Yeah, didn't she marry that thing?"
Oh my fucking god! Didn't she marry it? Incredible.
This is a reference to an actual Scream sheet. If you believe.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's great. But yeah, that's what you kind of get out of this.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right.
Weekly
cool.
World
That's
News
me pretty much done.
Matchlight Edition.
Yeah. We do some trolling.
Yep. So we come to the day before, where Peacock, Rook, and Matchlight, you said you wanted to join them as well, right?
Sure.
Beautiful. So the three of you gather to go into the Atlantis, this time with a little more of a pointed purpose of figuring their security and trying to like lightly test it, push against it. So with that in mind, how are we approaching this?
Well, so first of all, I'd like to change into something a lot more unassuming.
Beautiful. So what would you be gearing up with?
Maybe with I'm trying to match the exec vibe, so like maybe with like a cheap suit that fits relatively well. Just something that looks just a suit that looks very unassuming,
Okay, let's see what that'll cost you, because obviously you don't own one of those. So
I don't.
Let's find out what that'd cost you real quick.
Right. I actually have luck this time.
Yeah. So normally business wear jackets, third column, normally those run you 500 eddies in Night City for like a nice looking exec jacket.
Well, unfortunately, I would have that money. However, I did send over 1,000 eds to Matchlight, and I have 485 eddies.
Yeah.
So that is unfortunate.
So there is something from Black Crown that I would draw your attention to in this case. Let me check something here because I believe we have this in the system.
The other option is you could steal one. You are a netrunner.
I am a netrunner, aren't I?
Let's see. Okay, I know. Mimic clothing is still too expensive.
I honestly might want a business wear jacket too. Like, you wear my usual, not a uniform, but like what you would expect to see an officer like doing desk work wearing, the button-up shirt, generic cheap shit.
Sure. Yeah.
But then just have the business wear jacket for it. And I am also slightly short. Actually, I could cover it for both of us if we both go. But on the way, I'm just like, hold on, we got to make a stop real quick. And I want to stop and try and flip this random cyber deck that I have on me. None of the chips that are in it, if there's anything equipped to it, pulling this stuff out would be nice, but just flip the random empty cyber deck. That might net us 100 eds so that we can both get in cheap suit top.
I mean, this has a defender, a killer, and then 2 speedies and 2 swords loaded on it. So the killer is worth like 1,000.
Oh. Yeah, but my boy wants the killer, and I'm already like kind of stepping behind his back to sell the deck, so I would have pulled the chips out of it to at least try and save for him.
Fair enough. Here, I'll put those in your inventory because I can de-chip it for you, so you should see them all now.
Could I, here's an idea. Could I make a wardrobe and style check to ascertain the cheapest way to blend into this sort of crowd?
Sure. Go ahead and roll that for me. 16. Okay. So this is an exec bar. However, upper tier edge runners are also allowed. So it's one of those things where like your typical operation gear wouldn't necessarily be out of place as long as it's not full of holes and damaged and dirty and all of that. Like basically as long as you're wearing at least something like Asia Pop or Urban Flash, you can kind of get by.
Okay.
Because as long as you style it right, that stuff can look classy without being, disgustingly expensive,
Sure. Okay. Would I, in order to like get us looking like that, would I have to roll another wardrobe and style? Just being like, oh, let me touch you up there a little bit.
Well, so here's the fun thing. Your agent's pseudo AI can actually help style you.
Okay.
And just like you get a +2 to library search rolls, you can get a +2 to your wardrobe and style rolls with that. And I believe it should be on by default. Let me double check. Did that include? That did not include a mod.
No, it did. It's my base cool is 5, and then I have a +6 from my tech hair and chem skin plus the agent.
Oh, and your light tattoo. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh,
the light tattoos. Sorry.
No, well, it'd be
Sexy.
both. It's both. It's chem skin, tech hair, and light tattoos. All give you +2s. So yeah, wow, shit. I just took that total mods thing to mean like, oh yeah, like that's his skill or something. No, that is, you're literally getting a +6 to the wardrobe and style.
Yeah,
rolls.
man. Dude, light tattoos be kind of crazy.
That's kind of
you get 3 of them.
Well, you need 3 of them to get a +2, and then your chem skin and tech hair gives you another +2, and your agent gives you another +2. So you're stacking 3 bonuses from 3 different sources.
Yeah. So, anyways.
So yeah. So there is a. I hesitate to call it a discount fashion shop, but let's just say it's one of those like. As far as high-end fashion goes, it's more of a bargain bin type place for that echelon of kind of fashion, and it's a little shop that's kind of just starting up. It's this really chintzy little brand called Jinguji.
Okay.
And they've got a couple of spots in the Glen that are kind of their like first few stores.
Yeah. No. Could I look up? Yeah. We could pop over there and see if we can get anything, or we could go as we are.
Yeah, I mean, your agent can kind of piece apart something based on a budget too.
Well, let me ask you this too. Since I got in based off of how I was looking, can I like give them a small assist where I kind of like dress them to kind of look like me to a certain extent?
You also rolled a 29 wardrobe in style to like prep yourself for that. So like, there's a certain degree of it's a little of column A, a little of column B. Or like you also just knew how to present yourself to make that look like you belonged there, right?
I see what you're saying, for sure.
Yeah. That said, like, it's not to say that you couldn't help, but it would require probably an assisting role from you as well.
Yeah.
Like a personal grooming check or something like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, there's still always the option, because I was looking at the prices for the programs that came out of that. I can just flip 2 of these speedies because they're 100 each. I bet you if I walk up to one and I'm like, hey, 2 for 1 deal, turn around and make your money back easy and just like flip those to a shop. We could both just buy a suit top and be good.
Yeah, we could do that for sure. Yeah, my only concern is I know for a fact I'm on this place's watch list. And that might not bode well.
Yeah.
So it might have to
Well,
happen.
if we can find a way to get you within range of the net arc without even necessarily having anyone know that we're there, that could also be an option. We don't need to go in through the front and announce our presence. It might be even better if no one knows that we're there.
That might be good. Let's scout the building, the perimeter first, and then we'll go from there.
Right, because, you know, if we do see people who are in the way, who are in need of moving, I mean, we have just a guy. And a kind of gesture over to Rook.
But
You can make people go to sleep.
the last thing that we want to do is make noise there in the first place. It's the whole point of just the general probing mission. Like,
Right.
We're not trying to make any form of noise here at all. So if we try and slip in the back way and somebody needs moving, that leaves a fairly easy to find trail and kind of does an AoE alerting of whoever may be around to hear it.
If you have that little confidence in yourself, then I can see your point.
No, I know I'll win the
No, I'm
fight.
just kidding.
I'm not sure if you're going to win the fight that it brings.
I wasn't planning on being in the fight to begin with, but I get you.
But this softest entry is just to like have them let us waltz right in. We walk around as regular patrons, find a random spot to ping off of, find some excuse for our netrunner to sit in the corner with his headset on, not really do too much in the system. It's mainly a scouting run. If shit starts to get crazy, just disengage.
Because Natalie, you've still got virtuality goggles, right?
I do technically, yes.
Well, do you typically use virtuality in your eyes?
Yes.
Okay, good. Then yeah, you would be really late.
Yeah, I remembered that too, yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
That's
So,
Alright, well, I have rep here, so let me lead, and then I can do the talking and explaining, and let's just get you to look like me for the most part. Just kind of, you know, this worked for me, worked fine. And, you know, like I said, I got in, they know who I am, and hopefully we won't raise too many eyebrows if I just bring you guys along like you're, you know, my plus ones.
I mean, we can try it.
so let me take a look at something here. So your agent would let you know that probably the cheapest you could do, because let me also look at what's on your character to begin with here as I am determining this. Okay, so you already have Asia Pop top. You've got an Urban Flash jacket. So probably what it would recommend for you would be a set of Urban Flash bottoms, which would be 100 eddies, along with some Urban Flash mirror shades, which is also 100 eddies. So basically it's like if you do that and then it gives you styling tips for like how to arrange the other things you already have. It's saying you could probably get out of this for like 200 eddies.
Okay. I'll go ahead and do that.
Okay. So you're going to drop off at Jinguji and pick up some, what they have on like clearance. And you've seen like it's got one of those stickers above the rack that you can see has been like relabeled like 4 or 5 times. And it looks like, to you, a very nice set of pants. So the mirror shades themselves are kind of those like really easily kind of recognizable, like almost like aviators, right? The rims of them though have this really subtle kind of streak of neon glow when you have them on your face, and the eye or the light catches them just right. It kind of like has this glint of neon that kind of courses through it and like pulses every so often. The pants themselves as well have that same sort of effect where it's like that sort of teal that your tattoos and stuff are already kind of made of. It's got like a set of lines along the stitching that give that same kind of look to them, and it makes you look the part, basically, like you're some kind of high-end client walking into an exec bar, looking for work or something.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah. Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, then you can just add the urban flash bombs and urban flash mirror shades, and you're good there. And then for you, Rook, probably what we're looking at is, let me check you are generic all the way down.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, just hold generic fit and then get like the sort of business jacket, so I look business casual going in there to try and drum up business.
You know what? I actually have something for this. I have an extra Asia pop top.
Oh yeah, I put Rook in it. It's gonna be so tight.
Dude,
this is gonna look great on you, buddy.
I don't know if it's gonna survive walking over there.
That's what I'm saying. It's gonna look so great.
It's literally like a near see-through top.
Yeah, the literal Netrunner giving his Asia pop top to a full-on jacked out Sigma frame lawman.
Cyber Psycho. No.
There's no way it fits. No, not there yet.
No, I know. I'm just talking about.
yeah.
TM.
Soon TM.
I mean, hey, try it. You know.
I mean, if it works, it works.
Yeah.
It's only dumb if it doesn't work.
No, honestly though, no. I'm just going to sell the 2 speedies and just let me get a regular business jacket so I can look somewhat professional when I go to walk in there, and I'll be fine.
Roll me a Streetwise, Rook, for where you might offload these programs.
Streetwise.
Hell yeah.
Yo.
Hell yeah. Okay. Not only is this the easiest thing in the world, so there's a local spot in the Glen, and this is probably something you'd be aware of, being that, Precinct 1 was the place you worked. There's a spot in the Glen, not terribly far from Club Atlantis, maybe 4 or 5 blocks, in a nearby shopping center, and it's Wild Chips Personal Electronics, and there's a guy who works there. You would know that he's typically a CI for the NCPD. He's someone you usually went to when you needed to scoop on some like cyber attack that had just happened or something. But it's a little dude by the name of Packet. Now Packet is not the best netrunner, but he does know his shit, and he does connect people with programs. And as such, he's run a little short of his stock of speedies. So he's actually willing to take them off you for 150 for the 2 of them.
Nice. That's an easy deal.
Yeah.
If you... Or here, I'll delete them from my sheet. Let me add buck 50. Bam. And then that should give me enough to buy the business wear jacket.
Yeah. So yeah, you could go back to Jinguji, and in the slightly less clearance section, there's a little bit of an overstock Terrell and Chiang. That like this jacket is normally probably like built for a double XL, but honestly, you kind of need that with your linear frame and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Might need a triple.
Yeah. Nah, he's not like a beta frame. If he was beta framed, yes, absolutely, 100%.
So mega frame, I'd be ripping the arms off this thing so then
yeah, no, the
sleeveless.
Omega frame. Anyone with an Omega frame, basically, they have to shop specialty. Like there are specific spots that sell things that
They
like
go to big and tall, dude.
they've got pretty much honestly, just because of how fucking massive that makes you. But yeah. So that'll set you up for it'll be 500 eddies for the business wear top.
Just making sure because I'm sure the prices are different. That is the jacket, right? That's the price on the jacket? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for business wear jacket, it's 500 eddies.
Yeah, because if the jacket is 500, I'm guessing the top would only be like 100.
Tops are 50 for business wear.
Damn, that much of a difference. Okay, then.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at the
I
matrix right now.
I should be all set then.
Beautiful.
Loving my new jacket.
All right. So you're set up. You guys are looking, like fairly high roller kind of going into this. Even if that, generic sheep top is nothing too fancy. The suit over it, you kind of... So everyone roll me a wardrobe and style check. And I'm going to give everyone an additional +2, except for Matchlight. Because you guys are wearing business wear. Or something appropriate for the club specifically. Cool. And then Rook, your wardrobe and style with a +2.
What happened to... Oh, okay, there we go. That's why it wasn't showing up. I turned it off in situational effects, thinking it was off because when I looked at the wardrobe and style, for some reason, the mod on it says 0 when I add my agent bonus to it. Like on library search, you see 2 on the mod. If you look on my sheet on the mod, it'll say 0.
It's probably because it's a situation. It's situational mod. That's probably why.
Okay, it just adds the tick there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Beautiful. Yeah, and this isn't a particularly hard check. Like I said, you guys basically have the right gear for the situation. And those of you that don't, you definitely have Matchlight, like you said, the face recognition. So as you guys head back, the bouncer looks you guys over, and you can tell he's got this look as he casts his glance over you, Matchlight, and just says, "Brought you chooms this time."
I like the place quite a bit.
And he kind of gives you guys a once-over. So remind me, are you guys taking any guns with you into the club here?
That's what I got away with last time, Winky Winky.
I mean, yours are fairly well concealed, if I remember right, Connor. Or easily concealed, except for your assault rifle. So...
Yeah, I can't conceal my Perseus, unfortunately. So, but I do have my concealable heavy pistol.
Yeah, so would you have just left the other one at home and packed that?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
We'll go with that.
Roll.
Meanwhile, you got the Sigma friend long and rolling, and sorry, you tell him what he needs to roll first.
Yeah, roll me, any of you who are concealing weapons on you, roll me conceal reveal objects.
I'm not gonna bother. I don't think I could conceal a beast shotgun.
No. No. That thing is a beefy monster.
You know where you need
me on. Oh god.
No, so you know where you need to put it. Just do it. Be a man.
He's seen his prisoners do it before. He knows the protocol.
He's learned some shit in the clink.
Dear God. Dear God. What did I say about wanting to not be demonetized, guys? Jesus.
It's alright, we're out of the first 30 seconds, but no. I'm proud with my Perseus and my beast.
Yeah, because there would just be like a check inside where you'd be able to like stow your guns in a locker. So
I
guns.
want to earn some repertoire, and I think he would appreciate it. I'm going to leave my beast with the bouncer himself and tell him just don't bring her back empty.
And he kind of looks it over and he's like, man, that's a lot of iron you're carrying. However, I don't think I'll be needing it on this crowd. And he kind of looks at all of the, like the handful of people that he might use it on, you kind of have that innate sense, obviously, being part of the police. Like, you look over at the kind of crowd behind you here, and there's a couple like poser edge runner types that are like clearly below this point on the pecking order. And he kind of like gives them a glance at the same time, you notice. Says, I don't think I'll be needing this thing. Those guys won't give me any trouble like this would require. Just check it inside.
All right. So yeah, I'll just check it inside then.
Fair. All right. So yeah, you guys walk inside. Like I said, desk at the front lets you check some keys for lockers there, and you just able to dump your weapons inside and walk on into the bar. So with that in mind, as you guys walk inside, what are we doing?
Well, so first things first, I would like to do a little bit of a scanner check.
Okay.
Yeah, baby.
You can see a ping coming from an observation camera near the entrance here. There are a couple of booths nearby that you could kind of sit at, and they'd be within range.
Let's take one of the just one of those booths. I'll just kind of point over there. It's like, I'm gonna take a seat over there.
Beautiful.
What are you drinking? I can grab it for you.
I'll take I don't know. I'll take a nice fruity margarita. Something like that.
Here, I'll walk over with you. I'm just grabbing a beer.
You seem like a bourbon guy. You should get bourbon. I think you
Nah, always need to be ready to work.
Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. I'm looking because I think I dropped something and I don't know where it went, but it's okay. I'll find
It's
it
those damn
eventually.
dice again.
It's not the dice again. This time it's a card, but that's okay. Just the ace of spades. Nothing I can't live without, you know. But with that, so the two of you go up to the bar, while Peacock, you kind of make yourself comfortable in the fairly nice pleather cushions of the booth here, so you two walk to the bar, and Sari is working again, and she kind of looks over at the two of you. She just says, "Well, didn't expect to see you in here again so soon."
I just really, really like the place. What can I say?
I mean, one might almost think you were angling to get into the night market tomorrow night after all with a fit like that.
That's already been covered. We're good on that. I'm just thirsty tonight.
Okay, same as last time?
No, I'm gonna do a whiskey neat. Someone's gonna do it. And I look over at Rook.
Well, somebody's got to watch your guys' asses tonight. Just a
So
beer
you
for
get
me.
bloated on beer? It's all carbs.
Better than be wasted and getting fucking butterfingers when I go to grab somebody.
Apparently this 300-pound shoe made of pure muscle gets wasted off of one shot of whiskey. Can you believe that?
She kind of looks you over and just, I don't know, seen some interesting things in my time here. Beer's
Sure
what you
you
want.
have.
Beer's what you get. And yeah, you see her plug in a couple of details there. You see her plug in a couple details on a machine, and yeah, it spews out a that typical foamy yellow drink that passes for beer. Definitely not made of real stuff. And Ghost Squad
No
9, thank you for the
smash.
raid. Appreciate it. Have a good sleep, my guy. But yeah, that's where we stand with that. And yeah, and she brings you out. You know that the whiskey that she's bringing you out is probably, if it's real whiskey, it's going to be expensive. So like, when she kind of says, "Are we looking for the genuine article, or are we looking for something that passes?"
Something that passes.
Fair enough. And she goes
I've
over.
already given you enough of my creds. And I give her a wink.
Yeah, and she goes over to the machine, and yeah, basically plugs in some additional information to it, and it pours out for her a ersatz whiskey, like a wheat whiskey, and hands it to you.
Much obliged.
Yeah. Beautiful. So you two grab your drinks. So Peacock, you settle into the leather, or the pleather, I should say. Booth
Sorry.
over
Can
here.
I have ordered a martini? Or no, what did you ask for again? If I can.
Margarita.
Thank you. I was close. It started with an M.
Yeah. And yeah, and then she again just kind of plugs in against the drink mixer, and it pours out what looks to be that lime green, drink that would resemble a margarita. Probably wouldn't taste quite as good as the modern ones, but passes.
Jimmy Buffett would still be happy.
Yep. Jimmy Buffett would, were he still alive, definitely be happy. So with that in mind, you grab the drinks, head back. So while they're grabbing the drinks, Peacock, you are chipping into this network. Am I right?
Correctamundo.
All right. So you plug into the net here, and I'm gonna go ahead and drag you over to the net scene that I have prepared for this. Are you loading?
I'm not loading. Not yet.
Hold up. Let me try that again.
There we go.
Sometimes
That's
it
the
takes
good
a
shit.
double click.
Yeah.
All right,
I
so
can't. It is entirely black. Just
I can fix that. Here's the fix.
perfect. Hello.
So you dive into the network, and facing off against you here is a massive foot that is quickly descending down toward you. Roll me speed.
Oh.
Shit. All right. If you're gonna fuck me
Getting
like
booted
that,
in
at
the
least take me to
club.
dinner.
You pass the speed check. I don't know what you're bitching about.
Nah, it's just a dick move, Kay. What the fuck?
Let me also double check here, because do you have the overclock turned on? You do. So the overclock technically for this would be off, but it still passes even without that overclock effect, because you haven't had time to res your speedies. No, you're fine.
You're right.
That's why I was just double checking it. But yeah, you pass. So you dodge this giant's attack on you the second you level into the network here. And suddenly you just, you feel that kind of cold sweat break out as you just realize you stepped face first into like a serious network if they're level 1 is a giant.
All right, well, it's my action, right?
Yeah, you've got your full complement of 4 net actions. Well, 3 because you
right.
jacked in for your first one.
Yep. So res armor for sure.
Okay.
Third action will be to attack it with sword.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Easy hit. Roll me damage.
All right. Damage to black eyes.
It's pretty good damage. All right.
And then for my fourth and final net action, I will utilize my banhammer.
Okay. Let's go try and roll a defense. That's an insanely high roll. Holy shit. Yeah, that hits. Go ahead and roll me damage.
Damage to black eyes. Keep rolling, rolling, rolling.
Is that enough to... Nope, that's not enough to totally zero it. So...
Yep, well, that is my turn.
It's coming back at you.
Alrighty.
Defend.
Baby, baby, baby.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Yeah, you duck the thing again. Yeah, so that shot of straight adrenaline is kind of coursing your veins now. I think it's time we turned up the heat on the playlist here real quick. So let me
It's about that time, June.
It's about that time. All right. So go ahead. You got 4 net actions.
Yup, and I'll use them with the with absolute abandon.
Beautiful. All right. Defense against this. Yep. Doesn't defend.
All right, let's roll. Ah, damn.
That is actually just enough to zero it.
Oh, beautiful.
So you see it splash out in a fragmentary color, and it is shattered. Giant is cleared. The way ahead is available.
Phew. The fuck, Kernigan. All right, well, that's 3 net actions left for me.
Yes.
So definitely take the time to res up Speedy, res up Sia,
Yeah.
because I feel like this is gonna be deep. And let's get a Pathfinder check going.
Roll it.
And that would be my final net action. Okay, that's good.
A 15. So with a 15, I'm gonna hide the stream here real quick because I don't want to reveal all my secrets yet. I want there to be some mystique here. I can tell you right now that's not going to see the bottom though.
Damn.
You said you wanted a challenge, Nyla, so I cooked.
Sure.
I cooked, and what I've cooked is probably going to scare you a little bit. So below this level, so you see 15 levels down. So this isn't stopped by any passwords, as you might expect, being that beats normal password DVs across the board. But we're looking, so below this is a password. Below that, on the very next floor, are 3 black ice signatures.
3?
3 of them on one level. Below that is yet another black ice. Below that one is yet another black ice. Below that is a password. Below that is another black ice. Yet another black ice below that one. A password. And then the next, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're on floor 15 here after that password. All of those are control nodes. And then the final thing you see is a password registering up to you on that check.
Okay, so I can see down how many floors?
You see to floor 16.
I can see to floor 16.
Yes. And it is a straight line.
Okay, all right.
And that is not the bottom. Your Pathfinder is still showing there's more below that.
Floor 2, 3, and 4 are all black ice?
2 is a password. 3, 4, and 5 are all black ice.
2 is a password. Okay. I don't think it's gonna be a good idea for me to take this right now. I think I need a buddy for this. While I'm... Let me think here.
Yeah. Tonight's a night for thinking. Tonight's a night for making smart choices.
Let me pull out my agent and meet space real quick.
Yeah.
And I need to text Recluse.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say, hey, you up to meet?
She says, I mean, if we're talking my place, I can be there.
All right. Need your help with something. Need your help with something. It's big. This is bigger than anything.
She says, well, as long as you can pay my price.
And I'm gonna think to myself, that might be an issue. Okay. Let me present you with what I've got, and then we'll talk. And then, yeah, just leave it there.
Says, okay.
And I'm gonna go ahead and safely jack out.
Yep. Beautiful. You safely jack out.
And so I will still have that Pathfinder check the next time I enter, correct?
Well, you'll have the knowledge of the network. Yeah, so unless it changes somehow between now and the next time you jack in, yeah, you'll still... You can copy over like a log to like a basic text file on your agent.
Sure. I'll go ahead and create that. And then I'll wait for Rook and Match to get back.
Yeah, so as you guys sit down, you see Peacock in like a cold sweat as he's kind of dove back out of the network.
What's going on? What'd you find?
This is putting all the boring stuff aside, this is easily the deepest network I've ever seen. We're talking hundreds of thousands of eddies. This rivals corporate executive levels. Board of directors type money must have been pumped into this network.
Little old Atlantis, huh?
Yeah. I think what I need is an extra body to go in with me. I think that's really how I'm gonna tackle this.
Who do you have in mind?
Well, there's a few names I can think of, but I think I've gotten what I need here, and we can talk about this somewhere, not at the Atlantis.
Is there anything else that we can do while we're here, do you think? I'll look over at Rook.
Well, considering what we've kind of got on the table, I don't know how much we want to show our faces around here anymore.
Yeah, speaking of which, and I look up and I kind of want to see if anyone's looking at us right now.
Go ahead and roll me a whichever you would prefer rolling, either perception or human perception.
That's happened.
I mean, it's first time tonight. So you look around and yeah, you don't catch any like meaningful glances in your direction.
Yeah, we showed our faces, so even though it might not look like it, people are looking at us. So, best not dally. Let's get outie.
Yep.
I'm just gonna suck his beer and go to leave him.
And
Try it,
yeah.
and I give you the whiskey. Just give it a sip. It's really good. It's not very.
Fine if you bought it and he just slams it down.
Okay, I didn't mean the whole. Okay. I should have expected that.
So yeah, I mean, you guys finish your drinks, or your friends' drinks, as it were, and walk on back out after a little bit of idle kind of chit chat to kind of pass some of the time, so you don't look completely out of place. But yeah, with that, you guys leave, and Peacock, I take it you're gonna head over to Recluse's spot.
that I will. I'll take the combat cab, and with my lifestyle, that is free.
That is free. Yep.
Woo!
So yeah, you take the cab over to Old Japantown, and you pull up to that old strip mall, and you see that hacked ATM, and presumably you jack in.
Yeah.
So you land on that same kind of abandoned mallplex layer, and spindling down from the ceiling above you lands the massive icon of Recluse, standing before you. She says, "So, what's got you all out of sorts and calling out me for another gig?"
Took a little trip to the Atlantis, Kernigan's Nest, and well, I jacked into that network, and We're talking. This is big, Recluse. I've never seen something like this.
I told you a while
NC
back, you have to get a little more imaginative, a little more creative.
Yeah. I will be 100% honest with you. I don't think I can hire you for this. This job is too risky, and the amount of beds you'd probably want to do that is out of my field for now. And also, that would put you in harm's way that you didn't ask for. I at least am asking for this. And so, I came here with another purpose. I don't know if I want to put you on this gig, but I know you know your way around networks. I guess you could say that I'm asking for some advice.
Okay.
What have you done in the face of overwhelming odds like this?
And you can kind of see like one of her many legs just kind of like places itself under her mandibles. She kind of like scratches at a chin that's not there. She says, "Wow, I would say fuck the odds. Because you know whatever's at the bottom of that thing is probably some of the most valuable, juicy things that you could ever possibly imagine as a netrunner. Treasure trove. After all, what does the richest man in Night City build a fortress to protect?"
You put it like that. Does instill me with at least, not necessarily confidence, but eagerness, I guess. Let me ask you this. True or false question. You think I could do it?
You feel her eyes kind of like cast down over your icon. And you're not sure if it's just the atmosphere in the network or if she's genuinely doing something. But for like a moment, you feel that sense of like almost lightheadedness, like your conscious slightly separates from your body and then snaps back. And she says, "Wow, you're sporting some high-tech gear. I think if you were quick in and out, maybe. But all the demons of hell are going to be following you on your way back out. But I think you knew that already."
Tell me what else is. Tell me what's new. All right. Well, I'm gonna kind of look at her, and I'm just gonna, you know, in Meat's face, just smile and just say, "Well, fuck the odds. You know, live fast, die hard, right?"
Live fast, die hard. But let's just say I've tried to probe at that little net before. He's got good dwellers. He's got one hell of a demon. He's had some of the best techs in Night City upgrade that network. So be ready for it to play dirty tricks on you.
I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. If I see you again, I'll hopefully be a richer man. If you don't, it's nice knowing you.
And so she also, because let me see. That's what I thought. Okay. She also says one more thing before you go. You can hear on the little pneumatic tube next to the ATM, you hear the pneumatic system kick up in Meat Space. She says, "Consider this a failsafe. and with a hiss, you hear the thunk of a pneumatic servicing tube, or pneumatic servicing capsule slot down firmly into the slot next to the hacked ATM.
What is this?
As you open it, you see a small one slot. You recognize it's some kind of chipware upgrade for the cyberdeck.
Chipware upgrade. Could I do some sort of tech check to maybe?
You could do an electronic security tech. Yep.
Okay. Ooh.
Okay. So looking over it, it's not proper chipware. It looks like it does fit into like a hardware slot on the cyberdeck.
Mm-hmm.
The basic thing you're getting from it is it seems to be some kind of a capacitor. Like it's some kind of a storage medium specifically for an electrical charge. You can't really ascertain much beyond that, though. You're not really sure how this is going to interface with your deck. You're not sure what it's built to do. But you know that from the general like circuit design on this thing, it's a hardware upgrade that seems to store some level of charge.
All right. I trust you. And I'm going to call my combat cab and say, thanks for the gift. I don't know what this is, but...
Hopefully you don't need it. But if you do, well, let's just say I've got a little bit of ace in the hole for you against those demons of hell we talked about.
I appreciate it. Take it easy.
And yeah, with that, you see her kind of writhe back up the webway that she's created for herself as the shapes of the net architecture kind of fade back against your vision, and you totally fade back into that real space mindset.
All right. Let's skedaddle on back. I'll see what this new toy is.
Beautiful. So you're going back tonight to the Atlantis? Or are you going home?
Going home.
Going home. Okay. Cool. So yeah, you get back to the because I believe you were still doing business out of Purgatory, right?
Love Hotel.
Oh no, the Love Hotel. That's right. So you get back to Dilly's, and you sit down in the albeit increasingly too pink room that you have to live in here, and you fiddle with the cyberdeck a little bit, and over the course of an hour you apply the hardware upgrade, which I will give you now. That said, it will not have all of its effects on this when I hand this over.
Okay.
This is a secret tool we'll use later. So
Sorry.
let me. I'm just gonna call it Recluses. Eraser, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Let's see, and then we're just gonna put this under upgrades. And then this is, I just need to take a quick look at how this is supposed to fit together. Well, no, I was going to say this, guys, since we are kind of approaching the big thing here, and we're about 2 hours in, do we want to take a quick break to refill water and stuff like that before we dive in while I just finish programming this in?
Or
That'd be a good
Cody.
idea.
Yeah, Cody,
Much
I'm
love,
sorry.
Cody.
I'm sorry it's been 2 hours since we kind of plugged in.
I'm not mad. People on here know what I was doing during that entire time,
Exactly.
Yeah,
so I'm good.
He's
it's
been
all
a busy
good.
boy.
All right. Cool. Yeah, let's take like 5-10 minutes here, because I'll use that opportunity then to kind of run downstairs and grab a piece of food here as well, just because I'm getting a little hungry. And that way, yeah, we can reconvene and we can get into the fun part here.
Why would you talk about food? Now I'm hungry. God damn it.
Yeah, well, I'm saying let's take 5 or 10 minutes so you can get yourself a snack. But yeah, chat, we will be back in just a few minutes. So do not go anywhere. We will be right back. Hey everyone, it's Emmerron here. I just want to thank you for watching the show here on YouTube. Like and subscribe. And go follow us over on Twitch, you gonk. We do a live show over there. We even chat with you after it's done. So come and join us Mondays, 7 p.m. Arizona time. See you there in the dark future, tunes. All right, everybody, we are back. So, before we dive into the gig proper here, you're all going to get a couple of gifts because chat has been very generous and I have been very slow to hand some of these things out. Some of these have been sitting in the queue for months and would feel wrong to not distribute them before such a, do or die type gig. So allow me to provide you with the following. First and foremost, let me see, because I believe that was okay. Can someone tell me which of you, if any of you, have points in heavy weapons?
That was Maya.
Would have been Maya.
Yep. Not me.
No one else has any points in heavy weapons?
Nope, just my base 8.
Okay.
Heavy weapons using Netrunner is a really good idea, though.
I'm just imagining a Netrunner tied into a turret that has a fucking tsunami helix on it.
Nyla, funny part is, if my last Netrunner in the campaign before the first season of Leon Parker would have died, that was my next weapons choice.
Fuck yeah.
The third Gorgon would have been heavy weapons, Charlie.
Oh, god damn. Alright, well, what a shame we didn't get to see that, but... Alright, so there are some bicycles in here, but I don't think you guys really need the bikes right now, so I will still hold on to those, because I'd like those to see use if I hand them out. What I will drop, and I'll give this to you, Cody, because I think you could probably make the best use of it. You're a solo. Solos, they like heavy weapons from time to time. So, you receive via drone, a fairly large package. And you see this thing land, drop the cargo, and leave. Do you open this up?
I mean, I'm at a fucking love hotel, so yeah. Sure. I don't know what I'm expecting from this package, but it sounds fun.
So you have a Gunmart Engage drop out of the box when you open it up. This thing appears to have been tech upgraded. And attached to this thing when you get it out of the box is a note. And you could see at the bottom, Tetra took this from her mom's weapons closet before everything went down. Be careful with it. It's a little finicky. But we hope this is useful. And it's signed from Apex of Generation Red.
Well, that's very nice. Now, what the hell is this thing? Care to explain?
Oh, I would be more than happy to explain. So a Gunmart in general, you should know, is they're a discount weapon corporation. And I mean that in the most severe, strict sense. So this rocket launcher is a poor quality rocket launcher. If ever you roll a 1 on this thing, it will explode, like, immediately. Destroying itself and dealing full rocket armor piercing damage to you. This thing has a drum mag installed on it, though. which is its tech upgrade. So this thing is quite fun, and it's a decent last ditch item. So I'm gonna tech upgrade it for you here because it's somewhere on your sheet. Yeah, here it is. Let me see.
I just want to point out, you gave this thing to the person who once tried to open a door with a grenade and failed, which led to his character's death.
Yes, but this character has survived for 17 episodes, and that character only lasted for 5. So I figure, if we're gonna roll the dice, we're safe. We're safely deep into the season. Like, am I wrong?
I mean, you're talking to me here. I'm gonna open a door with it.
Oh.
No,
All right. So yeah, you have a. Let me see. So this gives this thing a magazine size of K Mucho. 3. Awesome. So I will also give you 3 rockets, armor piercing, and these are gonna just get loaded right on in this thing.
so what you're telling me is you should have a message scrolled into them that says "From Mr. K."
Yeah, well, they might not know that that's who you're after right now, but you could tell that they wanted. Yeah, you want to write K on the side of all 3 of these rockets, you absolutely can.
Yeah. K with a heart. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and as Diamond throws out there, just don't roll a 1, easy peasy. Yeah.
You're also telling that to the Neon Inferno crew, so let's have fun with that, huh?
If 1 rocket explodes in the barrel, do they all explode? Yes, but that doesn't necessarily increase the yield. It destroys everything. Destroys the rocket. Destroys all the ammo in it. Deals the damage to him and whomever is within explosive range of him. All that fun stuff. So yeah, that is where we stand with that one.
What you're if I roll a 1 to be near a lot of enemies.
Yes. If you are going to roll a 1, the time to do that is when you're surrounded. And
Cool.
And because then if you're going to die, at least you die taking a bunch of guys out with you. Hello,
Works for me.
Skinny. What are you doing, Dingus? What are you doing? I'm sorry, my cat has chosen to make an issue here. Keep going. Keep going. Thank you.
Your cat has chosen violence.
She's chosen to block my mouse hand from touching the mouse initially there. So let me cat hello. So beyond that, to the media, you get a pack. You get a package from the package is simply says from someone who appreciates your good work, and it is a relatively long box. It's about the size of a rifle.
Keep going.
Inside, you have the base assembly for an Arasaka variable assault rifle.
That's beautiful.
So it is not the full thing, but it is part of one. So this
Whoever
one.
gave that in chat, bless you, thank you, kisses.
Yeah, so this is just the body for it, and there's like 2 additional pieces this thing's missing. But this will, at the current moment, function as an excellent quality exotic assault rifle.
That's dope. I'm excited to be able to get into that when I have the Eddies.
And I have 3 loot boxes to distribute. So the first of these is going to go to Rook. So Rook let's find out what kind of loot box you're getting, bud.
It's the slimy, smelly one.
The slimy, smelly one. Let's see. I need to scroll down to the tables here in my DLC. All right. So first, a D10. Oh, there. Well, come on. There we go. All right. So we rolled a 5. So this one is a box, handsomely gift wrapped. And in here, oh, whoops. I just typed that into Twitch chat, not into the game chat. That was my stupid thing. There we go. So the D6 in this
Thank
one
you, culture nerd. You're my boy.
is you get a light armor jack body armor.
Cool. Backup vest.
Backup vest, and I believe Cody, you were saying you might need one, so somehow this has landed in your team's lap here. The next
Well, I mean,
one
we could just rotate that box over to him.
we could, yeah, because Diamond just donated another. So yeah, if you would like to be the recipient of that box, we can absolutely do that.
I won't say no to that.
Yep, so you'll get a free light armor jack body armor. The next box, this one will go for Rook then. So Rook, this is a box freezing cold to the touch. This one is you get a pair of Bohemian mirror shades.
Nice. They can go nicely with my jacket.
Yeah, so
Nope.
these are those like hippie mirror shades where they're like circular lenses and got like that rainbow mirroring on them. Next one, Nyla, this will be yours. So you get a box dripping wet with fluid.
Fantastic.
And this one, you go. Oh, that's fascinating. You get a little bit of cyberware. You get a bodyweight auto injector.
Oh,
That is
interesting.
very interesting. Holy shit, that could be kind of insane, actually. That quite possibly might be one of the best loot boxes we've ever seen drop. Not gonna lie.
I like that.
All right, and then the last one here is for you, Matchlight. We rolled a 10. A 10 here is a box showing signs of repair. Containing a tech tool.
Tech tool time is here. I always wanted one.
Yeah, and Diamond special gift courtesy of Diamond Tech LLC.
and I'm assuming that auto injector is not already installed.
It does not come automatically installed. I will look up what it takes to use that one because I believe. Let me see, where is that one from? Hornets Pharmacy. So let me. I believe I have that one pulled up from the other day because I was looking through it for something. Yep. So a bodyweight auto injector is a clinic level bit of cyberware. Meaning the surgery to get that installed, I believe, is 500 eddies to typically get that installed. That said, there are a couple med techs that owe you favors, Pan not least among them.
Gotcha. I have it for a rainy day.
You do. It's only a 1d6 humanity loss. And you would have the time before the gig to go get it installed if you so desired.
Say the truth. Um, 500 eddies, you said? But who can I call for a favor?
Well, that's where I said Pan in the old combat zone. They owe you. They owe you a favor.
Did they?
In spirit, they would, because you're the reason that you're part of the reason why they had the ability to treat as many people as they did. Because you guys, you were the one who pulled the formula out of the network from Biotechnica.
Yeah. I'll go do that. We don't have to role play it, but yeah. I'll go take her up on that favor and we'll just call it spent.
Yep. So it won't cost you any eddies then. Go ahead and did you already add it to your sheet?
I did not. But
okay.
I can go do that.
I can. No, I can do it. Here, let me.
Okay.
Oh, cat. I'm sorry, my cat is being a problem. Body weight.
I've got it pulled up already.
Okay.
So, yeah. Body weight auto injector. Install that. Roll 1d6. Perfect.
A loot box side where it doesn't come with the install. No, it's considered founder salvaged. Okay. 4HL for the auto injector.
Cool.
All right.
And in that auto injector, I will. So do I have to put something in there? Right.
So 1 dose of a street drug can be loaded into a subdermal reservoir as an action. Once loaded, the user can take an action to inject the street drug into the body. A user who has a biomonitor, can program the auto-injector to inject them with the loaded street drug automatically whenever they roll initiative, receive a critical injury, or enter a chosen wound state.
Right. Okay, I will go ahead. Because can I say... Okay, I'm going to load the 6-gun in there.
Mm-hmm.
And if I want to activate it whenever, it doesn't take up an action, right?
So if you want to activate, so if you aren't activating it with one of those triggers, it is an action. But if you want to auto trigger it on any of the, like if you want to set a condition that basically says like auto trigger this thing when I become seriously wounded, it will automatically inject you with it without an action at that point because you're programming it with your agent.
Yeah, we'll do when I enter seriously wounded.
Okay, beautiful. So the 6-gun is loaded. It is primed and ready to go. Beautiful. All right. Let me make sure. Were there any other gifts that I needed to give out? So there were some bicycles, but those are unique little things that aren't going to pose much of a benefit here, I think. But again, that's a secret tool we can use later. So we're gonna give me 2 seconds. There's one more item here, but I want to look at it real quick. I want to understand what I'm about to give you so that I'm not going way out of my depth here in terms of giving you something that would blow what I've got planned out of the water. I wouldn't expect it to, but I just want to make sure.
Please. It would be funny.
It would be funny. Do it.
It would be a joke.
The voices in my head are telling me to do dumb things.
It's me. I'm the voices.
Ooh. So this one is... Ooh, okay. So... the thing that I'm going to drop And I think this just makes sense to give to Nyla, or maybe to Rook. I'll let you two fight over it.
Okay.
Who wants a Robo-Dog?
Oh.
It's the cop. He has to have the canine companion.
Hmm.
So that would be my argument.
I wouldn't disagree. And I have given Nyla some shiny new toys here.
Oh no, I was more talking to Nyla because, like you said, we're fighting over it. So I'm giving my reasoning first.
Yeah. That's a pretty strong reason, though, is what I'm saying. That's a pretty strong argument.
I love dogs. That's my argument.
It's fair.
But no, I'm giving it to Rook. Like, you can have it. It's your dog.
So Rook, here's what this thing is. So this is a drone that is linked to your agent. So this thing, you say Blade Wolf in chat like that, Nyla, but legit, this thing is equipped with a motion detector, an olfactory suite, and an exotic, very heavy melee weapon. So this thing is a blade dog.
It actually is Blade Wolf. Okay, then I'm gonna name it Sam, because I can't just name it Blade Wolf. It's a little too on the nose.
But yeah,
Go ahead, sorry.
but yeah, so I will, because I don't think that they have the K-Tech Doberman. No, they do not, because it's an actual drone. And
Oh,
drones
while you're
have-
moving stuff around too, since we did interact and I forgot to give them the rest of it, if you wanted to slide that cyber deck and those programs over to Nyla, that would probably also pad the damage of giving up the dog.
I'll take it.
Ghost, you could have named it Sif as well.
Sif, yeah.
Or two.
You naming it Sam just reminds me of Sam and Max, the freelance police.
Okay, so let me make this a Mook. We're gonna call this one K-Tech Doberman 500. It has that many hit points, and then it is equipped with some of that, and it's got a very heavy melee weapon, but just a regular very heavy. There it is. Just making sure. Oh yeah, and that's got 8 moves, so this thing can move fast. And I just need to do its combat skills really quick. I think the only one that matters on this guy is melee weapons. Just need to find that real quick here. Melee weapon 4, and then evasion on this one is also going to be that, and concentration. All right, cool. So that is going to be the Doberman's stats, and then I can find my way to the black ice, and I can just borrow the Hellhound icon for this dude. And set that up. Awesome. So now we are ready to go. So you have
Quick
dogs.
thing about the dog. So a lot of things that are hooked up to the agent can be like also controlled with the biomonitor, so there are certain triggers set, right?
Some things. So usually those are things related to your personal health, because what the biomonitor affects, it just has like a readout of all your vitals. So like I can look at the Doberman, see It's got three
Yeah, 'cause,
modes.
like-
So it's got a standby mode where it just follows you. So while in standby mode, it's powered on but not operating. When in standby, it cannot move, nor can it make or dodge attacks. So it just kind of sits down and chills. Sentry mode, they follow within 8 meters of its linked agent, constantly scanning for threats to the user using its motion sensor, olfactory suite, and onboard programming. And then, yeah, so it can make perception checks. Scan all open terrain.
I said I don't need perception rolls, I have dough.
I mean, its perception rolls aren't the best, but they're there. If the unit detects a threat to its user, it attacks immediately. Its body is an exotic, very heavy melee weapon. In combat, it's controlled by me, the GM, and it prioritizes its threats to its user before all else. Anytime, user can call for it to break off, return using their agent or a verbal command without an action. The Doberman cannot dodge ranged attacks in this mode and will not enter combat unless its programming identifies danger to the user. So in tracking mode, it tracks a specific user shared with it by, or a specific scent shared by the user, presenting it in the form of an article or clothing or other item holding a target scent, requires an action, then tracks using its combat number, can always call the Doberman back using their agent or a verbal command without an action. Doberman cannot make attacks while in tracking mode, but will dodge melee attacks. It cannot dodge range attacks in this mode. So
okay. The big thing was I was worried about like if I did get into combat, I'd have to like switch it into fight mode, and that would cost one action, and then it would do its thing. So I was thinking about hooking that up to the Biomon so that when initiative was rolled, it would just trigger it automatically. But it seems like everything around it is kind of done without costing an action. So
yeah,
be good.
You can just run it in combat mode or in sentry mode rather, and it'll be able to just protect you. So I'm gonna update 2 things here just because they're ones that I didn't initially.
Actually, that would be the one thing that I could bypass. If I have it in standby mode and something jumps me and pushes and puts me into initiative, the spike in the heart rate hits the Biomon hits agent. Go time.
Yeah. So standby mode is like it's powered off basically. More, it's like it's on, but it's like it's laying down. It's actually not moving. It's just stationary, just holding. So that's one thing. Yeah, and then there's also what they call Doberman piss. Really, it's called the Doberman 500 marking scent, but it's a special kind of paintball that only the Doberman can pick up in terms of its scent, and you can mark a target with that.
Piss on his shoes, Sam.
Yeah. Well, it's literally like a paintball you load into an air gun.
Quick question. What's the range of that?
The Doberman can get out 50 meters from its tethered agent.
Yeah. Oh, no. I meant for the smell.
Oh, well, the smell is... Doberman drones tracking a target marked with the scent gain a +4 to the tracking skill check. Others with enhanced capabilities such as biological bloodhounds and humans with olfactory boost chipper get a +2 to it. So yeah, so basically, I mean, I think it can track. It's in tracking mode.
Doberman's in Black Rome, right?
Yeah, it's on page 46. So I was quietly reading over it. It doesn't really specify how far it can smell, but it says it can travel basically. It'll go normally no more than 50 meters away unless it's picked out a target, in which case it can go an additional 50 meters more beyond its agent's range before it has to sit and wait for the paired agent to catch up to it.
Got you. Huh.
Doggy.
No.
But yeah. that's where we stand.
So,
So yeah, as we dig into things here, so it is the day of the night market. Is there any final things that we need to do for prep?
I am good.
I would like to really quick hit up Rogue and basically just say, hey, the job we're doing tonight is kinda, I didn't think it would be this big. Are you able to send me a runner to co-run with me?
She says, I think you know that my answer to that is going to ask Eddie's of you.
Shit.
This biz don't run on favors, kid, least of all biz that leads to do what you're doing tonight.
I figured you were gonna say that. Well, I'm gonna drop that then.
Sideline, I feel like it's too doubtful for, could I, like, spend a luck to even make the roll to attempt a backup check to see if Xavier has anybody on his, like, investigation team's payroll that he's been putting together out of all the kind of washed out badges, see if any of them are at least, like, hobbyist wireheads?
You know that pretty much none of them are wireheads, especially even if there were, they're going to be like, they're going to pale in comparison to Peacock. They're going to be like mostly desk jockeys. They're not really going to be, it's not like they're net watching the making or something like that.
Yeah, I figured. I'm not gonna lie, I was just looking for somebody with plugs to let him use his cannon fodder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I can take this system. It's gonna take a while and it's gonna be rough. But anyway.
All right. Well, what do we want to do then?
Okay. So, are we all meeting up before we go?
I think so.
I would
Yeah, okay.
assume so.
I'll just have someone over everyone over my apartment.
Yeah, well, because you guys are still all in Dilly's, right?
I would be, yeah.
Believe so.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
My bad then. What's Dilly's?
Dilly's is a love hotel in South Night City used as like a lie low kind of hideout for people who are trying to keep heat off their back.
That's right. My fault. Yeah.
You're good. Yeah.
Cool. Alrighty. So we should probably talk about a plan of action here, what we're doing, and discuss the goals for the evening. Because the way I see it, just to go first, would be the first part is collecting all the sensitive information that we can, whether it be hacking agents of important people who are around us, hacking, netarchs, no matter how difficult that may end up being, and just generally kind of eavesdropping / getting people to have loose lips. Then, after we've intel collected, it's my understanding that Kernighan has to go down here. But we don't really have information on where Kernighan will be, what kind of security he's packing, and those kind of things. So we might just have to adapt.
Above table, a reminder, you did hear that he's going to have Danger Gal on site providing security.
Right. But what kind of Danger Gal? You know what I mean? Okay, so let me do this. Let me look up Danger Gal and see what I can kind of learn about, their tactics and what they typically do to, protect people when they're kind of hired in this way.
Sure.
Like security personnel.
Yeah. So
Library search, okay?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Almost correct.
Almost. was
still
an
very good.
18. Okay, no, that's good. So with an 18, you dig through the data pool. It doesn't take you very long because Danger Gal is one of those corporations that is pretty open to being hired. They're a PI firm after all. As a matter of fact, Rook, they're probably in some ways direct competition for your guys. Though these guys usually pick out the higher value clients in the city to be hired on for their work. That said, their like executive plus, which is kind of the most expensive package, says that you can rent out members of Puma Squad to attend your event, along with a full suite of our best quality, highest trained operatives to provide security for you and your events.
Okay. Can I find, like, going through the local data pools, any, media stories that were written about them, that kind of discuss, like, what their tactics for security usually are and things like that? How they go about providing it, what they're packing?
I mean, as you dig through those records, they're pretty disjointed. Generally, not many places use that executive plus. You see the price tag is like a eye-watering 100,000 eddies for the event to hire them out for that. Because you're hiring like star power. Like Puma Squad is well known around Night City. The poster girl Mouse alone is like able to pull a good 50,000 eddies just for her own contracts. So it's pretty, like that's what we're dealing with. So the kind of data pool and contact information you would have, the access and info you'd have is just, you're not dealing in that tax bracket.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have some fucking security with a capital S here.
Yeah.
We might need some security of our own. I look over at Rook. Can you get your boys on it with us? Your badges?
They might be able to keep an eye on the outside and the perimeter, but I doubt they'll be able to get their way into the market or into the club. I don't know how many extra bodies we want hanging around, but I'm sure I could at least have them patrolling, let us know if they have any backup on the way.
Can we get
Let me
some
see what I can do.
Real quick thing. Can we get some of Paradox's boys? I know he has some goons, right?
I mean, he does, but a lot of them are rebuilding the old combat zone now. So
Yeah.
We would need to get them passes. So it would be pretty hard to do this late into things.
Yeah.
I think what we need to do is just prioritize the net run, because the net run is going to give us information that we can work off of to overcome the odds that are most certainly stacked against this year. And especially if you get into some good, control nodes and things like that, you're going to be able to turn off some, some security and some sensitive stuff that could make the difference.
Yeah. Quick question, Em. I did take the time to install the thing that Recluse gave me.
yes.
Does installing it in my cyber deck and observing how that affects it give me any better indication of what its purpose is?
So yeah, you install it in your deck and you boot up the essentially kind of like your bootloader for the interface program. The upgrade, when you kind of like tap it, because you recognize it does have like an icon in your vision that you can activate to run it. What it gives you when you tap on that is just a single digit, 0.
0.
It doesn't offer any sort of explanation of the function. It just has a digital display of 0.
Could I... Here's an idea. Could I perhaps maybe try to run it? Because is it could I try to run it in some sort of I basically want to try and re-roll a check to see if I have any better idea of what it can do.
I mean, at this point, enough time has passed that you could reattempt the check.
Okay.
Because context's different now.
I'll go ahead and do that.
It's better, but not better enough. Still stands as an enigma.
What did you give me, Reckless? What did you give me? Just a 0. Can I change the digit?
It doesn't offer you the ability to create an input for it. This is an output.
Yeah, it's an R value, as we would call it. Well, I guess that's that. I'll install it, and I trust.
Yep. It doesn't have any negative effects on you, so you feel like that bootloader's running like it should. You run like, diagnostic. Nothing seems off.
Yeah. It's not a Bitcoin miner or anything.
Nope. Yeah, she didn't Trojan you with this. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's
whatever she spiked the deck with, it's nothing that's going to hurt you. At least not currently.
Mr. M.
There's me.
In my research of Danger Gal, do they have any altruistic or moral causes that they're interested in? Are they compelled in that way, or are they mostly just like mercenaries? They're like, hire me, I'm good at what I do.
No, so they have a lot of outreach programs with troubled youth throughout the city. They have a lot of efforts they take with rehabilitating and even providing like shelter to a certain extent for orphans throughout the city. They have like charity drives they do pretty regularly for supplies and things to distribute among orphaned youth of combat zones and even some of the safer zones of the city. That's very much like something they're involved in, and something you would probably know through kind of like the grapevine, so to speak, especially with that library search roll. There's a lot of rumors that are from fairly reliable sources, like they're not just random crackpot conspiracy theorists, that they take an active stance against Arasaka and any presence they would have in Night City. So like, they're pretty involved with that.
That's pretty obvious. Okay, so I'm gonna turn my voice modulator on. I'm gonna put my helmet on, and then I'm going to try to get in contact with Danger Gal. Now, before I do that, give me their hierarchy.
Well, their face at the very top is Michiko Sanderson, formerly Michiko Arasaka, who runs everything. Damn,
I didn't know that.
She's married to one of the best kind of private investigators in Night City, and they run the corporation together. Below her, I mean, there's like, her typical C-suite and everything, whose names aren't really of consequence. They're no one, other than the money bags, so to speak, and the decision makers. Probably top of the effective organization, though, that you might have to contend with, is obviously the Puma Squad itself. They are extremely, extremely skilled at what they do. They're a combination of solos, lawmen, and the librarian Pantera. They are a particularly skilled net runner. So that is most likely what you're dealing with. Below them, there's all kinds of other squads. There's Link Squad, Caracol Squad. These are more just your standard like lawmen or security detachments, depending on which squad we're talking about. But they all kind of fall in line under, Danger Gal's payroll. and they're hired out either as private security, private investigators, or sometimes even a combination of the two.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
That's dope. I didn't ever really read about Danger Gal. That's on me. Okay, so I'm gonna address the party and just say the angle's kind of been in front of us this whole time. It's obvious, but Danger Gal, being who they are, if they knew what we know about Kernighan, they might not want to take this job. So if we can talk about all of the atrocities that Kernighan is planning on committing / has been involved in across the city, and his potential slight involvement with Arasaka and their, small footprint that's coming back, being especially a sore spot for Danger Gal, we might be able to flip them over to our side. I don't know if that's going to be their style, but it's at least a conversation I'm willing to have. And between what I have recorded, and I tap my helmet, and what you have on deck, and I look over at Peacock, and we can make a pretty strong case here.
There's something I just thought about, an idea.
Go ahead.
What if you were to expose the documents we have in a post, or however you want to do it, and we can somehow in that news story address Danger Gal directly, because I'm assuming it's public knowledge that Danger Gal works for, at least in the spheres where it would concern someone, Danger Gal does do work with Kernighan.
Yeah, Kernighan, it's a pretty open secret that they're usually hired on as the PI, or the not PI, private security, I should say, for his night markets. Like, they are typically hired for every single one of these night markets when they happen.
So
part of being a good media is knowing when to strike. And yeah, the iron's hot right now, but I don't want to. I need to be careful with this information, because right now, if we can do this with subtlety until the big moment, we can have the upper hand, because we don't know how much Kernighan knows. If I come out and I'm, obviously going to be at this night market with you and the others, he's going to know that we're up to something that's going to be, adverse to his cause. As it stands right now, he has no idea we have anything planned. So I like your idea. I've thought of your idea already many times, because we're sitting on a fucking gold mine, have been for quite some time. But like I said, I don't want to do it until the moment is exactly perfect. And I feel like right now it could actually be antagonistic towards what we're trying to do. So here's my proposition. We try to have a conversation with Danger Gal and turn them to our side. If that conversation goes sour for whatever reason, I think what you're talking about could be beneficial and could actually lead to things being a little bit more in our favor. What do you think about that?
I just want to let you know there is also the non-zero chance that we end up kind of sticking our dick in a hornet's nest with this one and letting them know that we're about to be there with ulterior motives, and like tipping off the security detail if we don't manage to persuade them.
Well, we don't give all our cards immediately during the conversation, like, hey, we're trying to assassinate the guy that you're, protecting. Do you want in? That we're gonna, play it a little slower than that.
He does have a voice modulator on. That is something he specified. Like, he's putting the mask on, turning the voice modulator on. So the voice would be somewhat protected here.
Have a little more faith in me, brother. Lord.
Still, they've been running all these security gigs for so long, and like, I assume at some point it just becomes like, okay, this is business as usual. Stand your post. Anything happens, blah blah blah. But any sort of noise like that, it kind of tips them off and puts them on high alert.
Well, either way is going to tip them off and put them on high alert potentially. We're just choosing which one seems to be lesser risk. And, which one's juice is worth the squeeze, so to speak. I don't want to play all my hands with all the evidence we have just yet, but we have that as a backup for when the time comes. If it does. So I think between my incognito ability and my ability to be subtle again and not just come out and say it, we can at least have a conversation. What do you think about that?
I mean, send it. We'll see.
I'd say
Go
you're
ahead.
good. Make sure you use a disposable cell phone and not your agent.
Exactly. Yes, very smart.
I'm just throwing it out there that we have to remember we're dealing with Danger Gal here. These are people out of anyone in the city that can smell bullshit from a mile away. So, and we're not spouting bullshit, but I'm just saying they're going to be on high edge.
And can you encrypt me? Is that possible?
You want me to scramble you?
Yeah.
Is that possible?
Do you have a scrambler descrambler?
I do not.
Does anyone?
How much are they?
I believe they're either 1 or 500. I don't remember which. 500.
God damn it. God damn it. I was really thinking like 50.
Eddie's getting in the way yet again.
I mean, I have the scratch. I do. So, you know, I could do it. Yeah, fuck it.
What?
Well, I mean, we do have the info on where they're bringing the goods from, unless it's too close to the date. We could just, like, make it so that there's not a night market. I bet you that would cause some heads to turn and maybe make them make some noise.
Here's an interesting idea I just had. With my involvement in the corposphere and my knowledge of cryptography, I assume that means I know popular cryptographic algorithms. Would I know, one, if Danger Gal has a specific cryptography that they like to use, and two, how I can use that? Because if we send them a message in an encryption that they recognize, they can decrypt that.
So, as far as knowing if Danger Gal has a preference, that we're probably digging into making that either a business or an education check,
Okay.
because that's more of like a knowledge base for you.
Sure.
Or maybe even a library search if you're hunting within other Wirehead circles to like fish out that info and see if someone else has the intel that they put out there.
I will try. I will try local expert, and I will do that with my agents.
Oh, you mean
bonus.
library search?
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah, my library search. I don't know why the effect isn't on at the moment, but whatever.
It should auto apply. Shouldn't be a problem.
Okay.
I'll make sure that the mods reflect it, because I can check the mods on the roll when it's done.
Did y'all hear that?
No?
Okay, cool.
22 is very good.
Yeah.
So obviously, surface data pool is safe. Surface data pool, people don't talk with shit, right? Unless it's to spout vapid pop media or like the occasional expose on a corpo. You know, the interesting shit is on the less known about, the concealed end of the dark part of the data pool. The stuff where you need like certain encryption keys, passwords, etc. This is where your cryptography has come in to help for you in the past. Because you know all these little nooks, crannies, and corners that some wirehead long time ago jacked up with like 84-bit encryption or some shit, and you just get through. Some of these forums talk pretty loudly about, yeah, I think I scrambled Pantera earlier tonight. And some of this shit is, you know, big fish, fisherman stories, right? But this one goes into some pretty excessive detail about how, like, yeah, I was able to basically hotwire the sim on a burner, and one of my friends, a wirehead, said she was tracing any kind of feedback in, and for all the attempts to connect to the wire and to trace a location, just kept bouncing to all kinds of different towers all over the city, never really narrowing down on it. And it kind of explains the cryptographic algorithm settings that they used within like a factory mode that you can get to on the disposable phone if you know how to hotwire it right.
Huh. Fascinating. So
You guys did just get a tech tool, by the way, which is one of the key ingredients for doing this.
yeah, that might come in handy here. So if I wanted to hotwire those settings for the disposable cell phone,
Yep, electronic security tech, and I'd give you a +2 since you've discovered this.
cool. And the tech tool doesn't give me anything in addition to that?
It just means you're not using scavenged material, so you're not taking penalties against the roll. You have the proper tool. Easy. Yeah, you hotwire it exactly to spec. Like you're checking, they've even got like an image attached of what the circuit looked like after, and it matches pretty much identically.
Yeah. Yep, so I just look at Matchlight and I'm like, that should do it. No scrambler needed.
Yep.
Good job.
Roll, and now roll your cryptography for me. Because this is
10-4.
this is you programming it again.
Oh, dude, it was so like Noir and Netrunner. It's not over. It's not over.
It's not over. No. You do have it scrambled to an extent here. So it's going to be harder for them to find you guys if this doesn't work. Yeah, the model they used was different than the one you're using is basically what you're finding out. So you kind of get part way through it, but you're not sure how well it'll hold.
Did the best I could.
Yep. And that's the truth. You did.
Yep. Give it a shot. Light her up.
And so you're dialing? Matchlight?
Oh shit. Okay. I'm sorry. So we are now basically just encrypted, right? And we're contacting them in a way that is kind of specific to how they typically like to be contacted. Is that correct?
More or less. It's via a methodology at the very least that has been proven to keep someone's tail safe before. And I'm noticing that, with that in mind, you've got at least the right protocols installed for the most part. Like I was explaining to Nyla, it's like the disposable you guys are reprogramming for this is of a slightly different model. Like it's like this was released more recently and the tutorial was like a year old or something. So whatever model of phone they had in the example wasn't identical to this one in terms of its like firmware. So modifying some of it didn't work as well. But at the bare minimum, the electronics are modified.
It's better than it would have been, yeah, 100%.
Yep.
Way better than yeah. So, I'm gonna take my clammy hands and put the phone in the middle of the table, and then I'll just say, I'm gonna call. If I'm missing anything, we can go on mute. Just snap your finger. I'll mute the phone. Tell me what you need to know, or what I need to know. Sorry, Peacock. Just have the files on deck in case we need to share them once we feel secure to do so, if that arises. And fuck.
And I got the computer with me.
I'm gonna take a swig of whiskey.
Yep.
Liquid courage.
Exactly. And then I'm gonna dial.
And you hear, you maybe don't recognize this with the first few words, but the tone isn't quite right. Like you get the sense you're talking to a psi or something very similar. So like a pseudo intelligence, which isn't uncommon for answering services for massive corporations. But the words you hear over the phone is, "Danger gal, how may I direct your call?"
Okay. Knowing the departments that we just kind of sifted through, what seems like the department that's best to start the conversation, about kind of leaking some information?
Depends how off the deep end you want to go, but they've got a information hotline, and it's if you believe that you have information related to one of our cases.
Okay, so I would do that hotline for now.
Beautiful. And on the other end, you just hear, Danger Gal Detective Agency. Pantera speaking. How can I help?
Okay, so like that kind of deep, gruff, like, you know, nondescript voice that comes out of the helmet. I just say, I have sensitive information relating to the night market happening tonight at Atlantis. The information can be shared, but it's for Sanderson's ears only.
Sanderson, Well, I'm sure you know, Miss Sanderson is extremely busy and not exactly one to take random calls from anonymous voice fuzzers, so,
This information is costly. Missing the opportunity to hear it could make a big difference in how her evening goes. She wants to speak to me. She just doesn't know it yet. You will be doing a good job if you direct my call. I promise you that.
I got food.
Let's
Thank
go.
you. I got Taco Bell. So you hear this. I swear, if I need to talk to one more poser gonk off the street who thinks he has something. Okay, look, Chum, you got to give me a little something more than that if you really think Sanderson needs to hear this, because I got to be honest with you, I get at least 5 dozen calls like yours every fucking day.
Can I butt in really quick? Would I know based on could I like maybe roll like a library search to sift through the data that's not like incredibly confidential, but just something that'll like hook them? You know what I mean?
Sure, roll library search.
On. That's good. I'll take that.
You see something detailing a project known as the Whale Protocol, which is an old Arasaka manufacturing program from the last corporate war. You have coordinates for one of these whales that went missing, and the last upload date was about 7 months ago, so relatively recent.
I'm gonna snap my fingers.
I mute the phone.
Yep.
Mention the Whale Protocol. Is that what it, or the whale? Did I get
Yeah.
that right?
It was like the whale program, and it came with a series of protocols that for like uploading the data, which is what you have like a tracer off of, basically.
I'll unmute. Like I've said, I have extremely sensitive information that could change the course of the evening for the better if you were to listen to me. But I understand your caution, so I'll give you a taste. We know of the Whale Protocol, but we know a lot more than that. The rest are for her ears only. Transfer the call. You'll be doing a good job.
And for the first time, you feel like she's taking you, or they rather, Pantera is non-binary. Pantera's taking you seriously. And they say, okay. Okay. Let me see if she's busy. And she puts you on hold. And
Woo.
yeah,
I put my knuckle out towards Peacock. Let's fucking get it.
And
Hell
so
yeah, brother.
as the kind of like that hold music clicks by, it takes about 10 minutes before the line finally comes up again. And you just hear this cold voice on the other end. This is Michiko Sanderson.
Michiko, the night market tonight, your support of Kernigan is the wrong move. We have ample evidence to suggest that this man is working towards the very causes that you swore against many years ago when you shed the name Arasaka.
You've done your
We would
homework.
love not just me, with a little help from my friends.
That's
We want to
touching.
help this city. That is our interest, that is our motivation, that is our goal. And we think Kernigan is acting against the things that you and Danger Gal stand for.
Why would I believe some random data wonk? What do you know that I don't?
That's a conversation that we will have to earn. How much time, Charlie, do we have before the night market tonight?
About 4 hours.
The kind of information better discussed in person.
I can summon my agents to meet you. Think you'll understand if I, the face of a whole corporation of private investigators, don't show myself in public to the random using a voice scrambler.
Okay.
I'll send you my runner, Pantera.
Where?
Sunflower Cafe, University District, 1 hour.
We'll see her then.
There you will. And with that, the line just disconnects.
Charlie, Sunflower Cafe, was that not the place? Was that the place that they? No, it's not University. I think it was the place they tried to go check to see if for the drops.
Yeah, no. This was something else. Yeah.
It sounds familiar. Didn't me and Xavier meet there for like, I think it was like coffee or brew or some shit. I think that was the place where we met for coffee, and the other place was a bar.
Yeah, you guys met there for coffee. Mm-hmm.
Okay, now everything is on the line of this conversation,
Yep.
so we need to put our best foot forward.
10-4. I think that went about as well as it could have.
Yeah.
I mean, you're batting up against one of the biggest faces in the entire city. Like that is what you're up against right now.
It's true. Could I really quick? I know I'm butting in a lot, and I
You're
apologize,
totally
but,
fine. Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally.
Do I know Pantera based on reputation and the Netrunner community?
Roll me a D10.
Rolling 10.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, you know Pantera. Pantera is... They're one of those netrunners that, like, they toy with their food.
Huh.
They typically won't kill you, but they absolutely will disable the fuck out of you. They'll delete all your programs, and when they're finally done, they'll throw you into some kind of mind daze while someone else from Danger Gal's squad wraps around and handcuffs you and probably sedates you. Like, they are a team, they are efficient, and Pantera is the cybersecurity lead on Puma Squad. They are incredibly good at what they do.
That's so. Well, this is the second person like that. First is Recluse. Oh.
We just bet everything on this, so if we're wrong, we're dead.
Pretty much. But I think if we didn't do this, we'd also be pretty good as dead. So.
No, it was the right call. It's just a fucking terrifying one to make.
Oh,
No,
you guys are deep in the field of making terrifying calls. Every decision matters from this point onward.
No, I think this is the time we need to be honest. I mean, I would even say, wear your mask, let Pantera know who you are, let them know that we recovered all the Arasaka data, let them know that we're the one who destroyed the chemical facility. Basically just open up, because we've got the rep for it.
The mask is the rep. The mask is the credibility.
Well, that's what I'm
But-
saying. Also, at this
Wear
point.
it.
Oh, wear the mask. My
Wear
fault.
it,
Sorry,
wear it,
I'm
and-
a little
Yeah.
shaken up.
No, yeah, you're in that point right now. So yeah, understandable.
Okay.
I'm gonna go
Well,
and just
let's
put
get
on-
ready to go to this diner.
Beautiful. So yeah, you guys hop in a cab, heading out from Dilly's. It takes you maybe 20 minutes to get up to the Sunflower Cafe. When you arrive, there is a person, and you can clearly tell, Peacock, this is a netrunner, and you've seen their face probably all over corporate propaganda, advertisements. Like if you ever saw in the scream sheets, need a criminal caught, case too hard for your police to solve in your area, call Danger Gal. And Pantera would have been one of those faces. And now that same face with their bright cyan helmet is staring at their surround. Well, they're kind of like on a swivel. They're looking around their surroundings, clearly looking for someone. And you definitely would know that the people they're probably looking for are the four of you, or at the very least, Matchlight himself.
In the flesharoonie.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll walk and sit down in the booth.
Yeah. So they've got like a seat on the outer part of the building. And so as you sit down across from them, they look at you and they say, "You're the one who called us?"
I just nod.
Interesting. So I'm going to need the files proving what you're telling me isn't total bullshit.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and now that I have that chipware socket and I have an extra memory chip on me, I'm going to go ahead and slot that empty memory chip into my chipware socket. And I'm specifically going to, could I library search? I'm rolling so much of these. To just give the files that I know are safe to give, but give definitely the big picture here.
And then even before you do that, real quick, I just kind of want to lean in while you're in the process of doing that, and just say, we just bet everything on this. So I need to hear you say, and look at me while you do it, that you're not just going to fuck us when we give you this information. That you actually have an interest in what these files possess and how it might determine the outcome of what happens tonight.
Look, when you called me half an hour ago, had me connect you to one of the most powerful women in this city, you told me you had knowledge of a black project that hasn't surfaced since the last corporate war. So, forgive me if I sound a little incredulous. That's where I need to start seeing proof now. Whether I fuck you or my boss, more accurately, fucks you after, is going to depend entirely on what you show me to prove your claim.
And even just passively, I don't even need to roll. That's all fucking legit, right? 100%.
Oh yeah, no, you
Yeah.
hear that? They are as deadly serious as any of the most hardball medias or politicians, corpos, anyone that you've talked to. So they are dead serious about this.
Okay, that is nod. I nod at Peacock.
All right. Go ahead and. Well, was it okay to roll that? Sorry, I just went ahead and did it.
So you're just looking to piece out the choice details of what you're giving over?
Right, because there's also the NCPD files. So it's the NCPD files plus what we've retrieved from the Zeta Tech server farm.
Right, so you're only looking
then-
to hand over the Arasaka information. Is there anything of that
Correct.
that you were trying to omit from this picture?
I do want to keep everything about Smasher and what we found about him, and mainly the fact, all of Arasaka's dealings with K-Corp
Mm-hmm.
and the coordinates of the location of the last recorded sighting of Adam Smasher by his handler.
So basically, you want to hide all of that, or you want to give that over?
I want to give that over. Everything else stays with us.
Cool.
Because
so just the stuff to do with Arasaka, nothing else.
Essentially, unless above
hold on.
table.
Yeah, go ahead.
Above table, is there anything that we want to keep away from that or throw in
Yeah,
there?
like the tie-in with Arasaka, if we're just like Arasaka is in the city, what is the angle of tying Kernigan to Arasaka being in the city? Because we need that to be included as well.
Predominantly, I was thinking like Kernigan's acquisitions of real estate in the city, and because the whole thing was Arasaka was co-signing on that, correct?
Yes, they were, at least in part.
So that is definitely what I want to include.
Cool, yeah, so leak that for sure. Perfect.
Yep.
Cool. So you package the data and just drop it over to Pantera's agent?
Yeah, what was that, Cody?
I was going to say you also could include the files we picked up from the chemical facility that were including K-Corp and the police department as well, because
this is true.
Because you need this kind of, they're doing this, but then they're doing it for Arasaka and K.
Let's throw that in there too, as well.
Sure. So yeah, you collate all the files through that library search, bundle them up in a nice, neat little zip archive.
Sorry, there's one more thing I want to throw in there.
Okay.
The image of the ionic semiconductor building being on fire and it being thrown in by H.
Okay.
And I want to. Is there a way I can manipulate it maybe to spell out Hellhound?
Roll
Because
me a cryptography check, because that'll be like to modify the data in the file and make it look right. It's pretty good. All right. Now you bundle all of that into one little archive and drop it over onto Pantera's agent, and they start looking it through. And I'm going to roll something here.
Shit. Secret. All right. And I do want to mention to her, because I'm not trying to hide anything here. On the image, I do want to tell her that name was appended to me. Originally, it was sent to us credited H, but we later connected the dots and understood that Hellhound was working with Kernigan. So I am trying to be transparent about that.
Okay. No, that's totally fine. So you say that, and so they're looking over this, and Pantera kind of like, and you could tell they've got, obviously their helmet on, so you can't see their eyes or anything. But as they kind of look through the data, they say, oh.
Yeah.
And you hear very lightly through her helmet the sound of a dial tone. Ma'am, they weren't kidding. All kinds of details here. Kay's fucking radioactive. What do you want to do? Contract's due in 3 hours. Okay.
Is that not a conversation that we can have together? I say while she's like wrapping up the conversation.
She cuts the line and she says, My boss, Michiko Sanderson, has authorized me to include you on our plot. You brought the intel. So consider yourselves deputized for the night by Danger Gal's Puma Squad. Welcome to the team.
Yeah.
As long
And
as
she-
I don't need another badge.
No. You're here. You do have an invite to the night market, I hope.
I place mine down on the table.
Good. Then this will be even easier. We hold the keys to the castle. We are the gatekeepers. Tonight, and she looks over at you in particular, Peacock, your wirehead and I are going to find out what Kay's dirty laundry really looks like. This is what you scraped off an NCPD archive. Today, we're going to dethrone the man who calls himself the King of Night City.
Damn straight. Well, if we're gonna be working together, I guess I should introduce myself. The name's Peacock.
Nice to meet you. Just stay out of my way and we'll get along great.
Well, introduce yourself, boys.
I just sort of look. I just look over it. Natural. I look back over it. I'm sorry. What was her name again, Charlie?
Their name is Pantera.
Their name, yes.
Yep.
That's what Pantera. I said, well, you can just call me Celsius. It seems like we'll be working on different fronts. And I'll just sort of flash the gun a little bit.
I hope we don't have to quite come to that, but good to know we're locked and loaded if needed. And you, Lawman.
There's just one stipulation I need. I just need whatever info Peacock finds with you. I need access. I need to leak this story. And I'm the best media to do it.
All depends on what we find. Some of this might be extremely sensitive. And if it jeopardizes our position in taking down Arasaka's lead operative, I know you know who I mean, then that'll be a discussion we have to have later.
Well, we have similar goals in that front, so I'd hope you'd trust my discretion on knowing not to do something that would jeopardize that.
Goals and
That's why I've
methods
been holding
aren't
on
the
to
same
this
thing.
info.
Goals and methods are not the same thing.
I made it this far. I've had this sensitive info for weeks. You gotta trust me.
And you see them like lean in really close to you, like uncomfortably. And you just hear this, cheap perfume, shitty cigarettes. My guess is you've been holed up in a love hotel. Dilly's, maybe?
Congrats on your olfactory boost. What's your point?
My point is I've seen a dozen and more like you. And I've seen plenty of them flatline thinking they're hot shit.
It's not
So what
about
I'm
me.
telling you, street kid, just like your wirehead over here, stay out of our fucking way. Let us make the calls. This isn't your op anymore. This is ours. And you're here on our terms.
Well, you're fucking welcome then.
Good. Glad we have that sorted. So, you guys go home, get yourselves ready, try to wash out some of that cheap perfume and cigarette smoke. We'll see you in a few hours. And with that, they stand up and just start walking.
As they're leaving, I'll just say, hey, I appreciate the help. I'll have to pick less bullets out of my body tonight.
Yeah, and with that, she kind of throws a casual wave back to you and just... That's all you get from them.
I'm gonna need all the info we can get here. I think you know that, Peacock. Don't let them do anything. Don't let them cut you out of it.
Way
We earned
ahead of
this.
you. Or
Alright.
Smugglera mocks me.
That pissed me off. But that's okay. We're good.
You're like,
Alright.
pissed off, and Celsius is going to sort of turn me on.
Yeah, it
Whatever
sounds
you're
about
into,
on
man.
brand.
Celsius likes the cold, cautious type. Awesome. Very cool. Good to know.
Or the good sniffers. Keep them away from dogs.
That's fun.
Fucking Rugpool is the Doberman a little closer and like, I don't know. All right. Well, we'll see them tonight, like she said. Or like they said. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No, you're good. But yeah.
I
With
need a
that,
drink, and then I'll walk over to the bar.
yeah, yeah, they do have like basic alcohol on the bar here at Sunflower. If you wanted to grab a quick drink before you head back to Dilly's.
I have a quick question, more for curiosity than anything.
Sure.
What's Pantera's interface rank?
BBD.
Pantera's interface rank is what it is.
It's P for Pantera.
I see.
Don't worry nothing about it. You'll get to see it. At the very least, they're self-assured. You have that. And you know that they are a good netrunner. Whether they're as good as you remains to be seen. And Peacock probably, if I had to take a guess, would probably feel exactly like that. Like, yeah, they think they're hot shit now. We'll see if that holds up when they start getting smoked by a giant tonight.
I have my
Go ahead.
Danger Gal sitting next to me. My Mike Punchsmith signed Danger Gal. Thank you, M.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to look inside of it because I think it'll be more fun to just figure it out that way.
I appreciate that, Connor. Thank you.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is egos were hurt tonight, and I will not let this stand.
I'm so glad I got to roleplay Danger Gal to burn your ego a little bit. That's beautiful. I don't get many NPCs in the games that I get to do that with, so that's good.
The score will be settled in the end, Shirley. That's
I
what I'm
know.
gonna say.
I am very aware. So, with that said, we're like 15 minutes from the 4-hour mark. And I don't really want to dive into this thing full send with just 15 minutes left on our normal shot clock here. So, next week, guys, we storm the castle.
Yeah.
For 10
And we have backup.
Yeah.
Jeez.
After all that struggle to try and find someone, you got Pantera of Danger Gal's Puma Squad.
Yeah. Hey, we earned that, I think. I feel like we took the right leads.
Yeah, for sure.
You're definitely playing with a certain brand of fire right now. We'll just hope it's the right one.
Yeah.
But with that said, so for IP, I'm gonna award, since this didn't signify the completion of a gig, I'm gonna award everyone 60 IP because I still think you guys made a lot of extremely important progress toward your eventual goals here. But that is where we will sit for now on that. So yeah, any last minute things before we call it for the week, guys?
Thank you for running. Very fun session. The campaign has been feeling really good lately.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I can't wait for next week.
Exactly.
Yeah, Nyla, after tickling the nose of that fucking nut arch tonight, I'm sure you're like, oh Jesus.
I feel better now that Pantera is here, and I can fucking... She can be my meat shield. Or they can be my meat shield.
Yeah. Beautiful. All right. Well, YouTube, this is where we part with you guys for the week. Next week is really where the end begins. So we will see you all then. I hope all of you have a wonderful morning, evening, or afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Stay healthy, stay safe. And until we see you all again, peace.